Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Welcome to Sonetta Studios. Don't get no better than consciousness info. Sonetta TV 7. You keep it hot 24/7. You got that black for 102. Sonetta TV 2. Yeah.
You are now inside Sonetta Studios, the House of Consciousness production, Black News presentation. Sonetta.
All right, peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another Sonetta TV House of Consciousness production. You already know what it is. I am your host today, and I'm bringing on another brother. We got to bring in some new energy. He go by the name of Anu, and he's going to formally introduce himself when he get on. I just want you to know that this brother here, he's going to tell you where God is at, who is God, because he have seen God. You know, in the scripture, it says that no man have ever seen God. So he's going to come with some new energy, man. And listen, I'm telling you, the brother got some science. He got some knowledge. I mean, I'm just going to sit back and let the brother flow and get this build in. And I speak of none other than the brother Anu. That's what I call him, Anu. So peace and Black Power to you, my brother. Unmute yourself. You're unmuted. Talk to the people. Introduce yourself to the people.
Peace. This is your boy Anu Kakarat, Larion Darrell Brown Harube, Nehemiah the First, Naga World Order representative, Lions Den representative, Ample Crew stand up. Y'all know how we get down. Yeah, man. So this whole demo, brother, is dealing with God is light, light is electromagnetism, God is electromagnetism, and we're gonna bring forth tangible proof that God actually exists through looking at science and looking at the esoteric translations between the two. So a lot of people just don't understand that science is actually a baby, is the offspring of religion, it's the offspring of spirituality. You know what I'm saying? And somewhere down the line, the two split. Well, I'm here to bring those two back together and have a family reunion. You understand what I'm saying? So I got some treats in store for you. We're gonna discuss some of the plasma universe concepts, some of the electric universe concepts. I'm not an advocate for plasma universe or electric universe, but they do have some interesting concepts that actually go along with this paradigm that I'm bringing out. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the nature of life and how it presents itself, and how our relationship is with that, because when we get to talking about God, no one actually bring forth any tangible proof to actually prove that, and that's what we're gonna do here today.
Okay, so you yourself, you have seen God.
I mean, yeah, man.
You know what God is. You know where God is at right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so just by you saying that, the people already like, yo, this nigga must be crazy until they hear your spill and your information. So I'm gonna tell y'all brothers right now, the brother is not crazy. The brother, he's steadfast on what he represent and what he believe. And so I want to just say real quick, you know, this show is all about, and we represent the you got to show your sources. You know, if you have any sources, show your sources. You know, that's all it's about. It's about source up. We say source up or shut up. So if you're not able to source it up, then you're gonna have to shut it up.
I got
the channel. And so I just want to ask you first, brother, what is Naga World? Because I heard you said you represent the Naga World. What is that?
Again, I'm not King Naga. I am not the leader of Naga, but I am one of the defense war chiefs of Naga. Naga is something that permeates throughout all of humanity. We can't honestly tell you exactly what Naga is to you, but I can explain to you what Naga is to me and how I relate to Naga.
Talk about it.
Yeah, me personally, I was installed into a particular African royal house. It's called the House of Asare. They're part of the God people, the God Dami people. A male member of the God people are called Nees. So I am a Nee God. You understand what I'm saying? So a Nee God is me, a male member of the God tribe. And when you understand that this concept of Naga goes throughout Asia, it goes through the Americas, it has different meanings. It's in Hebrew, it's in the Medu Neter, it's in various different forms all around the world. So to some people it might mean this, to other people it might
keep going.
I got you, brother. You know what I'm saying? It might mean something totally different. But to me personally, this is what it means. It means purity. It means wisdom. It means the light. It means everything that is good, and it means everything that is bad. It means us. It means they. It means them. That's who we are. We're Naga, and you know when we represent this thing, it's a universal concept. It's not really about race per se. We're not racist people. You know what I'm saying? Like you might hear me make references to the Tamahus and the white people and crackers and stuff like that, but I am not racist at all. I really don't care who your wife is or who you banging or nothing like that. Like that's your own personal business. And if we want to have a harmonious interactions on this planet, we need to learn how to get along and respect the diversities between people. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I know a lot of us have an adverse look when it comes to white people and stuff like that, or other people of other races. But you still have to understand that we all come from one mind, one body. Everything is one. We're all one in light. Everything is one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, brother. Naga has been part of Lion's Den for a while. King Naga has been in Lion's Den for over 10 years, over a decade. He bought me into Lion's Den. Me and that brother used to go back and forth because I used to be a Hebrew hater. I used to hate Hebrews. I used to hate Hebrews with a passion. Anytime I seen them, I used to just go at their neck. You know what I'm saying? So Brother Reuben, you know, he identifies as Hebrew to people who don't know any better. But he is most definitely a Cushite brother, Igbo brother. You know what I'm saying? And he represents that to the fullest. And when you hear me say this about this man, he changes how you think about people. The love and the admiration that comes off this brother, you can't do nothing but respect him. So a big ups to my brother. You know what I mean?
Right, I hear you. Do you come from Dr. York?
Hell no.
Oh, okay, it sounds a little bit like you came from Dr. York. Talk to us about the topic, brother. Who is God? Where is God? What is God to you?
Okay, so let's get down to this concept, and I'm gonna try to baby step this. First, I want to put this idea out here. You cannot explain something that you can't imagine. And let me repeat that: you cannot explain something that you can't imagine. So when you think about our ancestors and how they came up with the concept of God, you have to ask yourself, what is it that they saw to make them explain this concept of God to us? So when the further you go back into human history, you realize, guess what? They were looking at the sun, they was looking at the stars, they was looking at the moon, they was looking at nature. So the concept of God is actually rooted in the physical realm. It's not, you know, we could talk about this spiritual concept, but that spiritual concept is electromagnetism. It is energy itself. You know what I'm saying? You can't have the energy and matter or mass. Those two things go hand in hand. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to keep that type of stuff in mind. So when we conceptualize the idea that our ancestors got the concept of God from looking at the sun, they saw the sun as a good thing. When the sun was out, the crops grew. When the sun was out, they were able to see and they were able to avoid attacks from people and animals and things of that nature. So the light became our moral ruler. The light actually became our moral ruler. Well, our ancestors might not have necessarily had the concept that we have today about electromagnetism, but that concept has always been around. And when you start going into all of the most primordial gods, when you start going into the most ancient of gods, and you will start seeing a pattern forming. And that pattern is forming is that the supreme God is always associated with light, always. When they talk about God, they always refer to God as being radiant, radiance, radiation. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have to go into any particular religion. I could go into the Bible. I could go into the Quran, the Torah, the Bhagavad Gita. I could. But what's the point? If God is supposed to be a universal concept, that means that should be something that we all should be able to relate to, irregardless of what doctrine you belong to. You see what I'm saying?
So I think being that you come from the Lions Den, I think you need to debate the CEO of the Lions Den, JJ 7000.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm quite sure the Hebrews, I'm quite sure the Hebrews don't agree with that concept. You know, they believe that God is in the sky and never been seen before. And he'll be coming back, cracking the clouds and shit. You know, that's what they agree with and believe in.
Yeah, I mean, you know, me and JJ had a debate. That was my first God is Light debate. Me and him banged it out. It was gruesome. It was
You beat him up, huh?
I mean, if you ask me and if you ask my people, I beat him up. But if you ask some other people, they'll say JJ won. And it just
if you ask JJ, he'll say he won. But you know, I know
I'm all good with that. I'm all good with that, brother.
Well, you know, I used to also follow the philosophy you're talking about right now. You know, I was just using different words like God is energy.
Right.
Know, that's what God is to me. Is the energy, is that powerful force. You know, and I still could rock with that a little bit. You know,
yeah.
You're just using the light concept, which is also good. That sun is a ball of energy. You know? And our ancestors always looked at, you know, the water streaming through. You know, we see the water, we see the trees. We looked at nature as what God was to us, you know, and we never looked out. We never thought that God would be somewhere in the sky that we couldn't reach out and touch it. Like you said, if you can't imagine it, then how can you, you know, that right there is heavy. I like that. Go on, keep going on, brother.
Yeah, so again, me and that man, we went at it. It was so brutal. And like it just got thousands of views and stuff like that. And like I said, just depend on who you talk to and how they relate to the information. A lot of times I can't even have judges in our debate because I'm so evasive when it comes to the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times they end up into discussions and we just let people decide on their own what they believe. But so this whole concept of dealing with energy, if you ask anybody right now, what is energy? They'll give you all type of cockamamie definitions and stuff like that. But if we go into physics, it'll tell you that energy is the ability to do work. That's what they'll tell you. Mm-hmm. Okay, but they're not telling you what's enabling. They're not telling you that. And the truth is, it's charge. Charge is what's enabling all things. And it doesn't matter what it is, even all the way down to our thoughts. What you think, your thoughts always come down to two basic questions: yes or no, left or right, off or on, push or pull, repulsion or attraction. That is what your mind and our thought waves or brain waves are doing, processing yes or no, ones and zeros. This is what our brain is doing. So people don't really see the concept of charge as being intelligent. But that is the most intelligent thing that you can actually do, is to say yes or no, to make the decision on if you're going to stay still or if you're going to be in action. Your boy Shakespeare, I believe, he said, is to be or not to be. That is the question. And that's the same question I'm asking y'all, to be or not to be. Are you active or are you inactive? When people hear about negative and positive charge, a lot of people like to bring up, oh, well, what about neutral? You got neutral charges, you got this, yeah, but neutral don't mean it don't exist. Neutral means that it could either be positive or negative. Either way, it doesn't matter with something that's neutral. Just like if you put your car in neutral, that doesn't mean the car can't go. That means that it can either go forwards or backwards. It really don't matter. That's what neutrality is. You see what I'm saying? But positive is specific, dealing with adding or the accumulation. And then you have negative, which is the reverse of that. Everything in the universe operates in duality. Every single thing. There is nothing that does not operate in duality. So we have to keep this type of stuff in mind when we're talking about God. Now let's look at some of the attributes that, as a collective, as a human collective, that we all agree God is or should be. You have things like omnipresent, omniconscious, omnipotence. You know what I'm saying? Things of this nature, not affected by time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of these things. So when you're looking for what God is, you have to look for those attributes in nature. You see what I'm saying? And in my study, I found out the only thing that shares those properties is charge, or electric charge, negative and positive charge. You know what I'm saying? So electricity permeates the entire universe. Wherever there's matter, there's electrons. Wherever there's electrons, there is always that possibility for light to emanate. Even if you can't see it, like we got a saying in Naga that darkness is just light that your eyes can't see, and this is a true fact. If you pull up a diagram of how birds see, you will see that birds actually see in a more vivid colors than humans do. And when you look at a bird, it might look black to you, but to a bird, that bird is full of color. You know what I'm saying? So humans have very poor eyesight. So we can't see radio waves. We can't see electromagnetic waves. We can't see ultraviolet. We can't see those things. So they register as being dark to us. You see what I'm saying? Or they even when you look up in the sky, when you look at space at night, you look at that and you think, oh, it's black. No, it's not. It's actually blue. You just can't see the wavelength of light. You see what I'm saying? So when you're talking about light, electrons, protons, positrons, when you talk about photons, we're all talking about the same exact thing that is in different stages of manifestation. So just like you have water, I've explained this to people before, just like you have water, that's H2O, but you also have ice, that's also H2O, and then you have steam, that's also H2O, and then you have a fourth phase of water that's called EZ water, and that's a whole other subject, but these are different stages of the same thing in different manifestation. I'll give y'all a different aspect of it. A baby frog. Take a baby frog. A baby frog is a tadpole. A baby frog does not operate. Does not have the same habits as an adult frog because it's a baby within its stage. You see what I'm saying? And depending on where it's at in its stage, its habits change according to its manifestation. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with light. As electrons get excited, they give off photons. Guess what? Electrons don't need anybody else. It doesn't need any other substance except for electrons, electromagnetism. So I'm gonna share my screen here in a second so we can bring up some sources, because I know y'all want me to source up or shut up. So we're gonna do just that. First, I want to prove that the universe is full of electromagnetic energy. It's full of electromagnetic energy. And wherever there is magnetic energy, there's electricity. They go hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other. They're always present. If you have a magnetic field, an electric field is also present. If you have an electric field, a magnetic field is present. Anytime a magnetic field moves, it creates an electric field. Anytime an electric field moves, it creates a magnetic field. So you're talking about the same duality, the same negative and positive that I just explained before. Now let's look at light. Let's look at how light projects outward. But magnetism does what? It draws things in, doesn't it? Right? So again, we're talking about positive and negative, electro and magnetic. One pulls in, one pushes out. So you got to understand that dichotomy when it comes to charge. So when we talk about the universe at large, we're literally talking about an electromagnetic environment. This is an electromagnetic environment. You are an electromagnetic being. Your body was comprised to house an electromagnetic being. Everything about you, your brain waves, that's electromagnetism. Your emotions, those are electromagnetic fluctuations. Everything about you is dealing with light and electromagnetism. And then I want to give y'all this too. it's a thing called biophotons. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this term, biophotons, but they did this experiment where they blacked out a room and cut off any light coming in the room, and they put a high sensitive camera in that room, and they were still able to see the people in the room because their bodies were emanating photons. And anything that emanates photons is part of the electromagnetic spectrum. When you breathe, your body, you can feel the heat coming from your body. Heat is generated. That's called infrared. That's called infrared. That's what heat is. It's still a spectrum of light. So when you're dealing with light, you got to understand that it's a large spectrum. And when you think about light, if the only thing you're thinking about is the visible part of light, then you're only scratching the surface, because we have poor eyesight. We can't even see all of it. So again, I'm gonna bring up this. I'm gonna bring up this site right here. This actually comes from Magnetic Universe. It's a magazine called quantummagazine.org, and I'm gonna pull this up for you real quick. And we finna get into some deep stuff, man.
All right.
Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna share my screen here so it will pop up. All right, here we go. Magnetic Universe. That's what we're gonna look at right here, right now. So I'm gonna share my screen. Present, share screen. Let's go here. Chrome tab. God is light. Okay, here we go. Right here. Okay, here we go. Now, like I said, everybody want to know sources. They want to see it. Here it is. This is what we're looking at. So this comes from the quantummagazine.org, and as you see, the title is "The Hidden Magnetic Universe Begins to Come in View." Now, this concept is older than what they're saying, because you had other people like Dr. Birkeland, who came up with the plasma cosmology. And again, I'm not advocating for plasma cosmology or electric universe, but they do have some interesting concepts. It says hidden magnetic field lines stretch millions of light years across the universe. It says anytime astronomers figure out a new way for looking at magnetic fields in even more remote regions of the cosmos inexplicably, they find them. These force fields, the same entities that emanate from your fridge magnets, surrounds Earth, the sun, and all galaxies. It says all galaxies, not just ours, but all of them. It says 20 years ago, astronomers just started to detect magnetism permeating the entire galaxy cluster. Now, a lot of people don't know what galaxy clusters are, and we'll get off into that. It says including the space between one galaxy to the next. So they're saying even in between the spaces between galaxies, they can detect magnetism. And I just explained to y'all, anywhere there's magnetism, there is electricity also. There's also electric charge. So it says invisible field lines swoop through intergalactic space like grooves in a fingerprint. Let me keep going. It says last year, astronomers finally managed to examine a far sparser region that expands between galaxy clusters. They discovered the largest magnetic fields, yet 10 million light years of magnetized space spanning the entire length of this filament of the cosmic web. And a second magnetized filament already been spotted elsewhere in the cosmos by the means of the same techniques. We're just looking at the tip of the iceberg. So I'm gonna speed this along, so because I don't want to get long-winded when it comes to this, because it's certain things that it's saying in here that you need to grasp. It says one possibility is that cosmic magnetism is primordial. It says tracing all the way back to the birth of the universe. It said in that case, weak magnetism should exist everywhere in the void of the cosmic web, the very darkest, emptiest region of the universe. Listen what it says, the omnipresence of magnetism would have seeded the stronger fields that blossom galaxies and clusters. So right there we see that it's magnetism, not necessarily gravity, but magnetism that is forming and causing these things to spin and manifest. Electromagnetism, that's what we're talking about. Primordial magnetism might also help resolve other cosmological conundrums known as the Hubble tension, probably the hottest topic in cosmology. And it says the problem at the heart of the Hubble tension is that the universe seems to be expanding significantly faster than expected. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to what they're saying. They're saying that it's expanding faster than they expected, which means that they was wrong. That's what that means. That means when it comes to science, you still have to judge science with the same critique, with the same rigor that you do when it comes to religious and spiritual matters, esoteric matters. So you need to dig off deeper into them and not just have blind faith or have a dogmatic look at science. And that's what a lot of these people like Aunt West, Cube, and a lot of these brothers, this is what a lot of them do, is that they have blind faith when it comes to these things because they believe that it's empirical and it is absolutely the truth when that's not the truth. So it says in the paper outlined in April under the review in the physics review letters, the cosmologists Kerrigan Jeda-Mezek and Levon Pogosan argued that the weak magnetic fields in the universe would lead to faster cosmic expansion rates seen today. So notice these professionals, these elite professionals are saying that it's magnetism causing the expansion of the universe and not necessarily dark matter or gravity. They haven't even mentioned gravity yet. So it says primordial magnetism relieves that the Hubble tension. So simply that Jeda-Mezek and Pogosan papers has drawn swift attention. This is an excellent paper idea, says Mark Kamień-Kowalski, a theoretical cosmologist from Johns Hopkins University, who has proposed other solutions. Hold on, brother. And so it says, I'm gonna scroll down. I don't want to keep on badgering y'all with that. So this right here, it says the magnetic soul of the universe. You see that? The magnetic soul. It says in the year 1600, English scientist William Gilbert studied the lodestones. And lodestones are naturally magnetized rocks that people have been fashioning into compasses for thousands of years. So, you know, like I said, it's not like this is a concept that just popped up one day. It's talking about the electromagnetic fields that rise from the electric charge flow. Notice it said magnetic fields arise anytime electric charge flows. So you got to keep that in mind when we're talking about electromagnetism and how God is everywhere, is in everything, and is affecting everything at the same time. So you got to understand this. It says Earth's field, for instance, emanate from an inner dynamo, the current of liquid iron churning in the core. The field of fridge magnets and lodestones come from electrons spinning around their constituent atoms. So there you have it again. You have electrons spinning. Without electrons spinning, magnets wouldn't do anything. So let's keep it going. It says, however, once a seed magnetic field arises from charged particles, listen what it says. It says, however, a seed magnetic field arises from charged particles in motion, it becomes bigger and stronger by aligning weaker fields with it. Magnetism is a little bit like a living organism, says Torsten. It says a theoretical physicist at Mark Planck Institute for Astrophysics and Jerken, Germany. Because magnetic fields tap into every free energy source they can hold onto and grow. They can spread and affect other areas with their presence where they grow. So that right there. I just gave y'all a short crash course into understanding the magnetism of the universe. So now I'm going to show y'all exactly what they're talking about, because it's one thing to talk about it. It's a whole other thing to see exactly what they're saying. And this is what they're saying. Let me show y'all, brothers, this, man. Like this is some deep shit, man. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's the same thing. Let me go back in here and get galactic filaments. What we're talking about now is galactic filaments, and galactic filaments are these charged current currents that go throughout the universe, man. Electromagnetic energy that's flowing throughout the universe. So I'm gonna bring this back up. Let me see here. Okay, see, because they wanted sources, so that's what we're gonna give them right now. We're gonna give them some. I don't know why this ain't doing what I wanted to do. Let me see, copy. Oh, okay, I see what I did. I see what I did. I see what I did. Here we go. I'll just do it like this. Galactic filaments, there we are. Okay, I'm gonna go to Wiki. I actually had a different source because I know y'all be chopping up Wiki all the time. So I'm gonna go here to swin.edu.au. And this deals specifically with galactic filaments. It says observations of galaxies show on a large scale that they are not randomly distributed, or they are not randomly distributed in the universe. Most are found in groups clusters, which are themselves part of a larger structure such as sheets and filaments. These structures contains millions of galaxies that are separated by large voids in which very few galaxies are found. The length of 100 million light years, but the thickness of only 20 million light years. Galactic filaments are some of the largest structures in the universe and are particularly responsible for the honeycomb appearance evident in the image.
Hold on, let me ask you, brother. What are you showing right now? Because it's still on the same one.
Oh, is it? Okay,
I think it is.
Let me see. Copy.
The hidden magnetic universe to come into view.
Okay, yeah. No wonder it wasn't working. I was putting in the wrong.
Yeah, I was like, yo, is he showing other stuff or what? Because it's still there.
Here we go.
All right, there you go. Go ahead, brother.
Astronomy.swin.edu.au. Like I said, y'all wanted sources. I'm bringing y'all real sources that's coming from reputable sites and professionals. And like I said, right here, if you look in the corner, I can't really blow this up. If you look at it, okay, so if y'all looking at this right here in the corner right here, this is the galactic filaments they're talking about. These galactic filaments look eerily like your neural synapses in your brain, eerily like your neural synapses, and that your neural synapses it gives the ability to transfer chemical electrical signals to your brain and give you things like thoughts and ideas and stuff like that. So you couldn't have consciousness without that neural network in your head giving pathways for energy to flow through. So again, this right here says the length of 100 million of light years, but the thickness of only 20 million light years. This is where the concept comes that the universe is flat, but it's not really flat. That's a perspective illusion. It says galactic filaments are some of the largest known structures in the universe, and they are particularly responsible for the honeycomb appearance evident in the image opposite. These large-scale structures are thought to be formed by hierarchical clustering of galaxies around primordial dense fluctuations, quantum mechanic fluctuations in the density of the universe in the very moment following the Big Bang. I am not a Big Bang advocate. I'm only showing y'all what they're saying. Okay, so these galactic filaments that permeate the universe, and I'm gonna see if we can get us a much better picture. Galactic filaments. I'm gonna go to images just so y'all can get an idea. Here you go. These are what they're calling galactic filaments, right? That's a galactic filament. And as you see, these galactic filaments look eerily just like the neural pathways that are going through your brain. So you got to understand that we are electromagnetic beings. So it's only proper as above, so below. What you see above you is also inside of you. And this is an esoteric truth. And we all know this for a fact, especially if you've been in the conscious community for as long as some of us have. But I'll just scroll down here just so y'all could see these different variations of these galactic filaments. And then we're going to continue because we're going to speak more about that. We're going to bring up electromagnetic fields, electric and magnetic fields. So let me see here. because I understand a lot of our people don't really deal with a lot of this information. So I got to start over from a real basic level to help y'all understand. So here we at the faculty.wcas.northwestern.edu info ideas electric.html. And this right here is about electromagnetism. And I want you to understand the language in this and just let it resonate with you. It says interactions of electricity and magnetism are difficult to explain in non-technical terms. This is primarily because one has to describe the interaction in terms of invisible force fields, which shift, expand, contract, strengthen, weaken, and rotate space. Listen to what it says. It says that electromagnetism is interactions in terms of invisible force fields which shift, expand, contract, strengthen, weaken, and rotate space. So boom, right there, it already set the precedent that everything that's happening in space is happening because of electromagnetism, the rotation and the exchange of charged particles. It says, and these are very difficult to describe adequately in verbal terms. In mathematical terms, coupled sets of three-dimensional vector differential equations are required, and these are also difficult to visualize. So it's hard to visualize these things because we're dealing with invisible forces. We're not necessarily dealing with something that you could just put in your hand. It says, so we will go light on the mathematics and discuss E and M, which is electricity and magnetism, or electric and magnetism. It says we will rely on more intuitive, listen what they're saying, we will rely on more intuitive graphical interpretations. Here are the basics. So right there, they're telling you, you need to use your intuition when you're understanding these things, and not just complicated mathematical equations, which is what a lot of these so-called intelligent scientific brothers do. They'll throw a bunch of equations in front of you, knowing that our people don't readily understand those things. So I'm bringing it down to a level for y'all to understand. It says the electric force is created by electric charge. Let me read that again. Electric forces are created by electric charge. Notice it didn't say that electric forces are created by gravity. It didn't say electric forces are created by some other source. Electric forces are created by electric charge. That means it's self-sustaining. So when we talk about God, we're talking about the self-sustaining one, right? Okay, that's what we're talking about. Electric charge, the self-sustaining one. For all practical purposes, the world around you contains only two charged particles, protons, which have +1. I explained it earlier, in atomic units, and electrons, which have a negative charge, -1 charge. I explained it earlier. It said there are many hundreds of other charged particles, but nearly all of them are unstable and disintegrate on time scale shorter than a billionth of a second. A billionth of a second, I mean, that's pretty much don't exist, right? It says, like energy and momentum, the total charge of the universe is conserved. You can create or destroy positive charge as long as you create or destroy an equal amount of negative charge. But the algebraic total cannot change. As far as we know, the total electric charge of the universe is exactly 0. Now let's talk about what they mean by when they say the universe is exactly 0. 0 does not mean that it's not present. That is not what 0 means. 0 is a placeholder. Without having a place or a point of reference, you can't really distinguish what you're doing or what you're talking about. So they give you 0 as a point of reference. If you think about a scale, if the scale is balanced, it's at exactly 0. It's at a net 0 charge. It's balanced. It's neither heavy nor light. It's equal. So that's what they're talking about when they say exactly 0. They mean it's the same amount of negative charge. It has the same amount of positive charge, which constitute as 0. That's what they're talking about. So when we get, like I said, I could go deeper off into concepts of dealing with these equations and stuff like that. But I don't want to really confuse the people because a lot of us are not adequately taught what these things are. You know what I'm saying? So I want to move on to producing some proof for y'all. Now I'm going to produce some proof to y'all to show y'all that it is charge and not gravity causing everything in the universe to spin and interact with each other. Now I'm not downplaying gravity. I'm not saying gravity don't exist, but they're explaining gravity wrong when they attach an attractive force to gravity. Gravity specifically deals with the weight, volume, mass, and density of an object. It does not deal with any type of attractive properties. And if you think I'm lying, then you could take two masses, sit them next to each other, and just try to detect some type of force being exerted on each other. And you're going to see the only time you have force being exerted on two masses is when those two masses touch. And so I'm going to show y'all this, and this might blow y'all socks off. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. You know what I'm saying? But this right here was enough for me to see. And when I saw it, I knew right then that I was on the right track.
I happen to have in my crew preference a couple of knitting needles. And not that we have a lot of time to do knitting up here, but there's some other neat things you could do with them.
Okay, so I'm gonna reshare my screen because I'm gonna stop sharing it. I'm gonna reshare it because I didn't put the audio in there. And let's see, I'm gonna stream the audio too. Okay, where is it? There it is. Okay, now I want y'all to pay attention to this right here because this is really essential, because they're going to tell you that it's gravity creating stars, gravity creating planets, gravity causing. Gravity does not make things spin. Gravity does not make things move. Force, the force of something interacting on a mass makes it move, not mass itself. Mass itself can be solid and just stay in one place. Like it you know what I'm saying? It does not exert force on anything unless it's charged. So let's look at this. This video come from NASA Johnson. This is an astronaut who went up into space. He took a pair of knitting needles in space. He takes a piece of paper, he rubs the knitting needles to build up static charge on the knitting needles. Then what he does is he takes a syringe and he drops tiny droplets of water around the syringe. And then you're going to see the same procession of planets. You're going to see the same procession of the universe. You're going to see it live in your face. And this right here is going to prove without a shadow of doubt that it is charge, electric charge, a positive and negative charges that are causing everything in the universe to move and have being and to have form. So let's take a look.
Okay, I've got it on pause, and what you're looking at is a knitting needle. And I happen to have in my crew preference a couple of knitting needles. And not that we have a lot of time to do knitting up here, but there's some other neat things you could do with them. And so watch this. So here I have a piece of paper, and I rub the knitting needle with a piece of paper. And this knitting needle is a polyethylene knitting needle. It's 8 millimeters in diameter. And now I'm going to take a syringe with a little Teflon cannula. I'm going to squirt drops of water out, and look what happens when those drops of water get close to that charged knitting needle. So this is like a little satellite going around a cylindrical shaped planet, except the physics here is a little bit different. It's not about gravitation. It's about charge forces. And of course, charges can exert a potential field, as we call it. So it can exert a force at a distance with no tangible connection. And so you have a charge drop that was ejected from the Teflon tipped syringe. And then you have the charged knitting needle, and they're going to be attracted if they're opposite charges, but because the drop has some velocity to it, it's orbiting around the knitting needle. Now this knit needle happens to be a little different than when we started out. This knit needle is made out of Teflon. And Teflon has some really neat static charging properties when you rub it. And I figured it'd be good to have a Teflon knit needle when you're on station. Now look at this droplet. It's orbiting around, and since we have cylindrical geometry here, it can precess down the cylinder, but then it gets to the end, and it reverses its direction and winds back along the cylinder. So it seems to be trapped. And here we have some little tiny droplets. They kind of remind me of flies on a picnic out in Houston. And these droplets, the bigger ones that you're seeing there, are about 6 to 7 millimeters. That Teflon rod is about 6.5 millimeters in diameter. And here you see a bunch of little tiny droplets, and they're making spirals, and they go down.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop that right there. Okay, so again,
hey yo, I'm in the real quick. I'm in the back chat, looking in the back private chat. And I think you need to take a look at what some of your brothers are saying. So you might want to get them on real quick.
Okay. Yeah, that's Sean. Yeah, man, bring Sean on. Please bring Sean on.
Okay.
Yeah, bring Sean on. Drop it. There he is, man. Yeah, what's up,
What's
Sean?
up, man?
This my
Peace, brother. What's happening with you?
Chilling. You see what's behind me, though, right?
Yeah, I see it.
But wait. But I know you don't know me, Saw, but I go way back. So these are original master copies to ICUPK before it's ISUPK in the 90s. I got masters. I used to be One West dude, man, back in the day. So, I mean, but not anymore, though. Not anymore. But I got archives here, man. I got archives, brother. I'm just here to support my man up.
So you used to be a One West, not ISUPK, right?
Philly, though, yes.
Oh, okay. What made you leave, brother?
It ain't the truth, man. It ain't the truth. I mean, that's the easy way to say it.
Oh, man. There you go, bro. So you finally woke up. Okay.
I'm talking about back in the early 2000s. I dipped. I was out. Gone.
Yeah. How long you been a member?
I was a member from like 97 to 02.
Oh, so way before there was a Captain Tazariak.
Way before. But I know Johanna, Mahim, and all the brothers, you know what I'm saying? We go way back.
So brother, you gave up on your God, brother.
Yeah,
that's kind of hard, man. You gave up on your God, brother.
It ain't kind of hard. You just have to be
okay.
No fear. You have to be.
I got you, because I also gave up on my God as well. So I feel you.
Yeah. I'm just here to support my brother Anu, but I do support and advocate for Electric Universe and plasma cosmology.
Yeah.
I absolutely support
brother,
it.
Could you please crack that open for us, brother? Because like I said, I didn't want to speak on it because I just came in contact with it.
Yeah, really, fundamentally, if you look at the history of cosmology, I'm going to say the way I say it. With their predictions, they're almost always wrong. They're almost always wrong. Right now, it is not a mystery that there are charged particles in our solar system. But from a nuclear fusion sun, you can't get the charged particles from that sun that way because you can't reproduce it on Earth. You can't take large fusion reactors like Tokamak reactor, if you will, and superheat a gas to try to create a plasma and confine it in a magnetic confinement chamber and have any electrical properties or it even work. They're fundamentally flawed in the way they're in their paradigm. Basically, their paradigm has been wrong for a long time, and it's not about discovery anymore. Everything is kind of stagnant. And if you really read and research and look at the mainstream literature, I call it mainstream, yes, they're almost always wrong on the predictions. There's something they don't understand, something they don't know, and it shouldn't be that way. Their predictions should be right on, 100%, dead, lock, stock, and barrel all the time. If not, you have to go back to the starting line and back to the drawing board and rethink your position. So if you have a model of something, how do you know if the model works or not? You have to test the model first in a laboratory, see if the model works, maybe make adjustments to your model, and then you can predict off your model. Well, it doesn't work that way with cosmology. It never works that way. They've always had the assumption that gravity is the dominating force of the universe or our solar system in general, that gravity is stronger essentially than electromagnetism But a plasma physicist would say that electromagnetism is dominant and stronger than gravity. So you got two sides of the same coin in science. And right now, to me, the wrong side of the coin has always been winning that argument. Whereas you can prove that electromagnetic force is the fundamental force in our solar system and in the universe through lab experiments and predictions. And the other way with nuclear fusion, if you will, and gravity, it doesn't work. It never works. It's like a hammer. It's like a mechanic just having a hammer, and everything he's going to use is only going to be that hammer. He don't got screwdrivers. He don't have ratchets. He doesn't have any other tools. He just has a hammer, and everything is dealt with that hammer. So even for a child, let me break down kind of what Anu was saying. So you can get a nail and a copper wire and a 9-volt battery and a compass. Once you create a moving charge with the two ends of the copper wire to the 9-volt battery, and it wraps around a nail, and you put a compass beside it, you've just created a moving charge and you created a magnetic field. The compass will move. As soon as you disconnect it, the magnetic field disappears because there's no moving charge. It's pretty basic stuff, but cosmologists have always downplayed and ignored that part of how they think the solar system and universe operates. You can't have a magnetic field, in other words, in any application without a moving charge. It's that simple. So if we have structured magnetic fields in our solar system, structured magnetic fields in space, they can detect, they can measure, then there is a moving charge, bottom line. So you'll hear magnetism, 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 gravity, magnetism, and never hear about electrical charge, but they know the electrical charge does exist, but they don't think it really does anything. So it's almost as if science for the past 100 years hasn't went anywhere. You have two different sides of the stick. Again, a plasma scientist is an electrical engineer. An astrophysicist is a mathematician. So in the electrical field, the mathematics underpin a definite physical reality. In the astrophysics side of it, the mathematics underpins what? Does it underpin a real physical reality that we can prove? No. You can't. It doesn't work that way. So math ends up being magic. Essentially, is the way it's said with these other groups of scientists. I know the history of it more than most people, and how over the years physicists have incorporated ideas from plasma physicists. Okay, but they incorporated their ideas before they were tested in a laboratory. So for people that don't understand, plasma is rarefied gas on the periodic table. It's helium, neon, argon, krypton, radon, and xenon. Those gases are conductive. Point blank. You turn on the neon light glows because there's a charge going in the tube, and you're creating charge separation. It works that way when you have charge applied or a free electron or moving charges, but when there's none, it doesn't do anything. Unlike other gases on the periodic table. So there was a famous scientist named Hannes Alfvén. He was a Nobel Prize laureate in 1970, but he goes back. So in the 30s, he started developing models for space plasmas. And the astrophysics community by the 40s, 50s, took his equations and applied the equations to space plasmas before he tested them. When he finally tested them, he was like, hey, I'm wrong on my equations, that you can't have a plasma, which is rarefied gas, frozen into a magnetic field. There's always a moving charge, period. There's resistance. Now, that's an electrical term. You have resistance in your appliances. You have resistance in stereo receivers. You have resistance in your car amps. So instead of there being zero net charge, there is always some resistance. You're not going to go in deep space and get shocked. In other words, you're not going to go in a solar system in a satellite, and if you could stick your hand out the window, it's going to go zzz, like a lightning bolt. It doesn't really work that way, but there's always a charge present. So it's like you have two opposite ends of the same spectrum. One group of scientists is gravity centric. The other side of the science world and community that deal with this are electromagnetic as the lead, or electromagnetism is the more dominant force. So somebody's right and somebody's wrong. I'm going to break it down that plain and simple. Somebody's right, somebody's wrong.
So let me ask you, brother, have you ever heard of a brother by the name of Q Butter?
Yeah, we cool. We all in the back chats, man.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you need to go and teach over there, man. I think y'all two can really put something together.
So not for me to get long with it, because I got to go to work.
Yeah.
In this conscious community, I took a more of an academic approach to everything. To me, the intellect and the spirit are connected, and I'm intellectually sovereign. No entity or nobody can infringe on my intellectual sovereignty. I consider myself to be intellectually responsible, which means you take full and total control of your belief system with your own internal authority. But that doesn't mean that I just have the authority where I'm like, no, man, I'm the authority. No, you have to internalize authority to where you really have to search deep and hard to come up with the right answers, to make sure you ain't tripping and bugging. What is real is what's real. What's not real is not real. What you can prove empirically. What you can't prove empirically, you can't. It's just kind of the way it works. It's a long road, but what the brother is simply saying is when he stumbled across it, because I've been talking about it, I ain't gonna say he stumbled across it, it changed the way he thinks about things, and he's just getting his feet wet. I've got my feet wet. I'm involved with the principles in private groups and know the principles to the Thunderbolts Project, it's called. I work my way into their little groups and have become friends with them, with publishers, scientists, mytho-historians, historians across the world. And to me personally, it helped me understand things better. And I'm not saying these people are the end all be all to anything, but it's a step to clearing your brain and knowing that as us as human beings then don't have all the answers. We're still trying to figure things out, and we just don't know every damn thing. That's really what it comes down to. We don't know every damn thing the way we make it seem to be. And it starts to me with the basics of cosmology, fundamental physics, old school fundamental physics, not new school theoretical physics, and you taking it way out there on tangents. If you can prove something, show me. I want to see it. That's pretty much the bottom line. If you show me how something works and I see how it works, then I'm sold. If it works this way, it works this way. If it don't, it don't. But all I knew was saying is just the video he showed. Gravity is known to be an attractive force, but it's not known to be attractive and repulsive at the same time. But a dipole magnet is both attractive and repulsive. You need a moving charge for that to happen, but a bar magnet is an easy way to prove that. It's attractive and repulsive, both. A monopole, it only has a single pole. A dipole has two poles. Our planet has two poles, correct? Yes, it does. So if we're going to explain gravity, maybe it's a better way to explain it is through a dipole magnetic way of explaining it than it just being some damn magical thing that you don't know how it's generated, but you're going to tell us how it's generated. But yet this gravity-centric way of looking at things has proven that over time, and you can't predict on it at all scales. It doesn't work. I've banged and I've swung swords with Ankh before on Garfield's show. I've swung swords years ago. And I'm not really trying to convince anybody of anything, but people have to take the steps and look at it for themselves.
All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you. We got to move forward. All right. Appreciate that. Share your screen, brother. One more thing, family. I need y'all right away. I'm dropping the link in the chat. Make sure you subscribe. Excuse me. Make sure you subscribe to this link. This the channel where we're going to bring the people at. The name of the channel is called Source Up or Shut Up. So that's good. That's my new channel. We already got like 9,000 people on it already. We want to make sure we hit the 10,000 mark, right? Source Up or Shut Up. Make sure y'all hit that link. That's where you're going to have to source up. Everybody that come on that channel, you're going to have to source it up. That's going to be, woo, this is going to be fun right here with the knowledge. Source Up or Shut Up. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe. We already got 9,000 plus, and we will be getting the 10,000 mark real soon. Source Up or Shut Up. We're going to be going over there now, you know? So hit that link, subscribe. My brother, are you ready for us to open up these the links? Are you ready, brother?
Hold on.
This is the toughest environment to be in, brother. We're gonna open up this. I'm
ready, brother. Just let's get to it.
All right, so family, have y'all questions ready? I'm gonna drop the link. If y'all want to come in, this is the time for you to ask your question to the brother. And here's the link for that. Come on in, ask your question. Yeah, you can talk till they get in, brother.
Okay, so I want to show you guys something else because a lot of people when they hear Plasma Universe, when they hear it, they immediately be like, "Oh, it's pseudo, it's this, it's not peer reviewed, it's blah 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 blah." That's what you hear them say all the time. So I just want to present this because, like you said, it's source up or shut up, man. You know what I'm saying? And so that's exactly what we're gonna do.
All right, let me bring in the first guest. You got to turn cameras on. All cameras must be on. Y'all know how we run it over here. Before you get in, you got to turn on cameras. All cameras must be on. All right, we waiting on. Go ahead, keep talking, brother.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Pull it up for me right quick, son.
All right, you there? I see
okay,
you.
Right here, as you see, this is coming from Birkeland.uib.no and publications peer review articles. And as you can see, it is peer reviewed. I can click on these and I'm just gonna scroll through them just so you can see the volume of peer reviewed papers that's coming out of plasma cosmology. I mean, like this stuff goes on and on and on and on and on and on. There's so many peer-reviewed articles. I could click on any one of these. Let me see. Here, just any random one. I'll click on a random one. Okay, this right here is advanced science, advanced Earth and space science. Right here. This is a peer-reviewed paper. You see it? That this is peer-reviewed information. So all of the hagglers, all the trolls that keep on saying that Plasma Universe is not published and it's not reviewed, that's a lie. Like I said, I just showed y'all tons and tons. Like I said, again, the website is Birkeland. That's BIRKELAND.UIB.NO/publications/peer review articles. And you can go there, do your due diligence. Don't come to me talking to me about what Plasma Earth is saying or what Electric Universe saying. They speak for themselves, and you can go see their peer-reviewed papers, and you can review plasma scientists' experiments dealing with these things. So this stuff goes deep, man. It goes off into planetary scarring. It goes off into electric comets and all type of stuff. Like I said, I don't know too much about it like that. That's why I like Brother Sean come on and talk about those things. But like I said, as you see, there's plenty of peer review papers. And if you have not been on this site and clicked on these links to review these reviews, do not talk to me about a pseudoism when it comes to Plasma Universe. So what we got? Who we got?
All right. We got the first runner-up. We got Minister Inky in the building. What's going on, Minister Ink? What's happening?
Peace to the family out there. I just came through to support the bro. He's dropping some. He's dropping all of the foundational pieces for people to begin to start to really understand. What real spirituality looks like in real time.
All right, now hold up, Minister Inky. You are a Hebrew Israelite, yes?
Of sorts, sure.
So you subscribe to the teachings that God is light and that God is not up in the sky somewhere, brother.
Absolutely. I do not subscribe to the teaching that God is up in the sky or like there's an anthropomorphic. So
what kind of Israelite are you, brother? What is going on here?
Well, I mean,
this is the HOK, the toughest environment to be in, brother. You know, I'm gonna drill you on this point. Are you an Israelite or you're not, brother?
It's fine. Yeah, absolutely.
What kind of Israelite are you that don't believe that God is up in the sky and getting ready to crack the clouds to free the minds of our people, to free us?
I don't know that to be an Israelite thing. I don't necessarily know that to be an Israelite thing about cracking the clouds and all that. But listen, I teach that God is music. So what you know,
God
just
is
to make
music. There's some new shit here, boy. Let's get it. Go ahead.
I like
No. It's more nuanced. So the way I start with people, the basics is just, you know, to get to the understanding that God is light, and it's you know, the conversation that God is light is an easy meeting space, you know, for people that are in the more scientific space, people in the health space, and people in, you know, the religious space. So I just keep it there. God is light. And then for the people that want to go further, then, you know, we can get into the specific types of light or how light interfaces with biology, you know, or what the cause of light is, because there's a cause behind. So anyway, you know, there's levels to it. You know what I'm saying?
Just let me let y'all know, you gotta be careful up in here. You know, this is the toughest place to be in. We got brothers like Unc on the outside. He's probably watching. And you see Q Butter just popped in saying, damn, I just debated both of these dudes. So be careful, man, because we got some real scientists in the building. You know what I'm saying?
That's all a cap, brother.
Yes,
He
sir.
said he debated. If we had a debate, then he need to pull up that debate. We ain't never had a debate. What we had was a discussion for a preliminary, which he admitted to himself, I can't debate this guy. I can't do this. I can't. So no, we didn't have a debate, brother. So if you want to have a debate, we can do that.
Well, he said Q Butter is willing to take on both of you at the same time. I think I would love for Q Butter to have a discussion or a debate with you, brother, with either one of y'all, Inky or the brother.
Okay, well, listen, Sa, I would definitely sign up for that, you know, as soon as possible. I think that, I think we should, let's just do that. If Kakarot want to do it, listen, this my guy right here. You know, we was introduced, you know, I was over there, you know, clotheslining some folks. I was hitting folks with leg drops and all that. You know, it was a little crazy situation. And then, you know, after the brawl, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, you got to get with the bro Kakarot, because he, you know, y'all sound like, you know, y'all in the similar space, you know, and so yeah, from there, you know, we just kind of like, you know, we had a few little conversations in the clique. So nah, definitely. And if you know, we could I'm willing to work with you know, anybody that has a curious mind in any way. You know, Rob Bourne, God bless his soul. Rob Bourne.
I heard about that. I heard you put the beats on him too. What's up with that?
I beat him up in the back chat too.
I don't believe that, man. I don't believe it until I see it.
I beat him up in the back chat and he ran and left the group, brother.
Yo, look, Sa, you know that, you know, I'm probably the only person still here on this platform that was here since the days of Natural Tahuti and all that. So yeah. These guys got to come with more than just, you know, they just read up on something for the past week or two. Like this got to be something they dedicated to really get with the big boys. So that's all. It's just, you know.
That's what I said. Like a lot of these guys, they come with denial. They come with denial and somehow think denial is proof. Denial is not proof. You know what I'm saying? And so again, when it comes to this whole idea, don't come to us when just bringing up what mainstream science say, because if that's all you're gonna bring, I can show and prove that mainstream science keeps changing year to year. It changes year to year. So when you bring that up, that's gonna shoot you in the foot.
Hey, let me tell you, that's how I killed them the other night, because I asked them the other night when they was telling me about how science is foundational. This is that. I said, how many times did the speed of light change?
Well, I know Rob Bourne can answer that question.
Bro, Rob Bourne was in trouble, family. Listen, what I did to Rob Bourne, family, like,
oh man, I tell you bad, what, I could let you have a debate with Rob Bourne and let my brother I knew take on Q Butter, bro. We could do that.
We could do it.
That's fine. That's fine.
Hey, let me bring on the sister Tanya Bunn. What's going on, sister Miss Bunn? What's happening?
Or add anything? I thought. Hello?
I see you. We hear you.
trying to keep up with y'all to listen. I'm driving and just listening and learning.
Okay.
Yeah,
This your first time on the channel, huh?
I'm sorry. Yes, yes. I guess you could tell.
Oh, so you never tuned in to Sonetta TV before?
I did the night before, and I saw you were live now, so I thought I'd try y'all again.
Okay, make sure you stay tuned in, plugged in, and make sure you hit that link so you can get all the information. Are you a religious woman?
I gave up religion. I'm spiritual.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
I know I'm not looking outside of myself for God. When I
Okay,
look on me.
there you go. That's what it is. That's what's up.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry. I'll try to get into the right room next time. Not.
All right. All right. Thank you. Ruga, what up, man? The lion is in the building. What's happening with you, man?
Going on, sir?
All right. Do you have a question or you want to add on, brother?
Nah, I just want to add on. I was reading stuff in the comments, and they arguing about gravity. We gotta remember when we talking about the magnetic forces, though, it's two. It's a magnetic strong force and it's a magnetic weak force. I believe that science is trying to apply the name or title gravity to the weak force. I mean, but according to science, we haven't found the gravity or gravitron particle at all. So we really can't prove the gravity thing. And I mean, as far as religion go, I mean, I kind of do my research in that, and we go back to the oldest people on the planet, and I believe that most of the gods came from the view of lightning, which is a form of electricity. And for the most part, that's why in most religions, they gods resided on top of mountains. That was probably one of the first things that we were scared of, know what I mean, was the cracking and boom and the thunder along with the lightning at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yeah, facts. I most definitely agree with that. In the plasma universe, they actually teach and that mountains actually be having charge to them, and sometimes they glow. And like we just explained to y'all about those lodestones. Earth has the ability to capacitate energy, meaning energy can actually be stored in the rocks up under stress and pressure. You see what I'm saying? And when that happens, sometimes you might get a discharge from the ground, or you might get cloud to ground discharge, ground to cloud discharge. You know what I'm saying? And so when people see those things, they allocate those unseen forces to gods and spirits and things of that nature. Even when we go off into like tornadoes, hurricanes, all of these things have electromagnetic properties to them because they're full of charge. When you have electricity, when electricity strikes, right, it ionizes the air around it, and when that air becomes ionized, it pushes outward, and new air comes in to fill it. So it's like it's a wind coming from that ionized phenomenon. And when you feel that wind, you thinking that the wind is just because the earth is moving, or maybe the plants are breathing or some shit like that, but it's really actually coming from charged particles. The movement of charged particles is creating wind. You see what I'm saying? And this even deals with Earth, dealing with our North and South Pole, and how energy is actually coming inside of the Earth through those points. And you know, you get the whole Coriolis effect. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with those charged particles and dealing with that charged phenomenon. And so when you look at what they call Saturn, when you look at Saturn, there's a hexagon formation in the clouds and on Saturn, and scientists be like, oh, we don't know what the hell or how this is happening. But if you go to the plasma universe and to the plasma scientists and electrical scientists, they can explain it to you. They can explain it to you. They can explain to you why you have counter rotation winds going on Saturn, because of what they call the Birkeland currents, or those energy circuit currents that are flowing through each one of these planets, and it connects us to the entire universe. Our particular solar system is in the Milky Way, but the Milky Way is part of another galaxy cluster. I forgot the actual name of the actually galaxy cluster that we're part of, and that galaxy cluster connects us to everything in the universe, every single thing in the universe. You know what I'm saying? What's up, brother? I see it's two more brothers on the line, man. How y'all doing?
All right, let me go to Mr. Moore, man. Mr. Moore.
Please leave your message for
What's going on, Mr. Moore?
Peace to the channel. Everything going well.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to actually he kind of expanded on it with the last statement you made. I wanted to ask, could you explain your perspective on gravity and in its relation to minerals? And I would like to give my perspective on it.
Okay, so my perspective on gravity. My perspective on gravity is exactly the same perspective that mainstream science have on gravity, which is the mass, volume, weight, and density of an object. That's what it is. I particularly do not subscribe to gravity having an attractive force because we have not observed two masses attracting each other outside of attractive force. We have never seen when you think about gravity only comes into play.
Everybody put your joint on mute. Put your phone, put everything on mute if y'all not speaking. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, so you have to think about this. Gravity only comes into play when two masses are touching each other. When they touch each other, they exert a force on each other because they have weight, mass, and volume. The force of gravity is dealing with the weight, mass, and volume of an object, or what they call mass 1 and mass 2. So understand that there is no attractive force attached to that at all whatsoever. So every time you hear them say that, oh, gravity don't cause shit to spin. Gravity don't cause matter to constitute together. Charged particles do that. Charge does that. So that's my whole idea about gravity. I'm not saying gravity don't exist or it's fake. I'm just saying that it is taught to us incorrectly because they're attaching attraction to it.
Right, I agree with you, brother. As a student studying science, botany, things of this nature, when you study like minerals and like you mentioned ionization and things in this nature, we gotta look at how minerals work. When we study gravity, we make it seem like it's this invisible force field, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you understand the affinity of minerals, how they polarize, everything has polarization. Everything opposite. So when you go on the moon, right, we lose weight, we floating in the air. It's because why? The moon doesn't have the sort of similar composition, the chemistry constituents, the minerals as the Earth that we was born on, right? So when we studying like chemicals and arrangements in this nature, I think you hit it on point. I was kind of getting discouraged with your initial presentation, but your last statement, I think I like you're right with that. So, you know, I ain't really got too much to say.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate you, Saul. I'm ready to exit.
All right, let me get on over to the Truist in the building. What's going on, Truist?
Peace, peace, Anu. We've had many conversations, as you remember. I just want to ask you real fast, with Plasma Universe, you subscribe to this teaching of the Plasma Universe?
No, well, I guess you wasn't listening. I said earlier that I'm not an advocate for electric universe or plasma cosmology. The only thing is that that it shares infinity with the paradigm of God as light. Light is electromagnetism. So I'm not an advocate for it. So I don't want to honestly speak on electric universe and plasma universe because I just ran into that just 4 months ago. So no.
But you're saying, but what you are saying is that it falls in line with your ideology that God is light.
It has aspects in it that that most definitely complements what I'm talking about.
Would you okay? According to Plasma Universe, would you argue that Plasma Universe would be arguing that plasma is God in that theory?
Okay, again, I'm not an advocate for plasma universe. You have to go talk to somebody who is more versed in plasma cosmology and the electric universe paradigm. I'm not. I'm here for God is light. Light is electromagnetism.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you on.
Well,
that.
hold on. Let me just ask you this, bro, real quick. I know we probably never spoke, but do you know what plasma is?
Yes, and that's why I was going to ask him, right?
Could you give us a before you finish? Could you before you finish? Could you tell us what it is?
Well, one moment. I was leading with that question because I was trying to see if he was trying to equate plasma with light. Because based off of our previous conversations, he's tried to equate light with electrons and what he keeps referring to as charged particles. And electrons, charged particles, light, they do not share the same properties. Light has no mass. Charged particles in electrons, neutrons, and protons have mass. Plasma has mass. So what he tries to do is equate light with electrons and charged particles to say that they're one and the same and they're found in all forms of matter, therefore light is God. And I'm trying to make it clear to the audience that light is not plasma, it's not electrons, it's not charged particles. Electrons and charged particles produce light, but light is not electrons. So
here we
if
go.
you have light so hold on. So if you have light being produced from something else, then it cannot be God. Because light is being produced from electrons. So you might as well say electrons at that point.
Yeah, you good with your basic tenets. I don't know if I'm following you all the way to the end. Light is definitely distinct from charged particles, electrons, etc. However, you are familiar with the photoelectric effect, correct?
Remind me.
No. I'm just saying, do you know what the photoelectric effect is?
I can explain it to him since he's not familiar with it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, please.
Okay, so that's the relationship that light has on mass, the things that actually have mass, matter, etc., etc. So the relation, right? So they're intertwined together. So although they're separate, the thing is that those are the luminous, those are the smallest foundational pieces that we have in physics to relate to those, to the luminosity they project. If we want to put it, take it there. Hopefully that does something. You know what I'm saying? But that's, I mean, you just said it yourself, is that they're all radiant, correct? The electrons, the charged particles, they all give off light. Correct?
Well, no, I wouldn't argue that. So an electron doesn't give off light until it's in motion, right? That's how you produce light in the first place. It's an electron in motion, but until the electron's in motion, it's not producing light. Okay. I wouldn't agree with that.
Let me just ask him a question real quick. Now, obviously, if we're talking about electrons, we're talking about an electron within the valence of an atom, correct?
When I'm speaking on electrons,
I'm just asking you. No. I'm asking you if you're talking about an electron. You're talking about an electron within the confines of an atom's valence, correct?
Not necessarily, no. I'm looking at it in its most pure, unobstructed form.
You mean the hypothetical one? Oh, you mean the hypothetical one, not the actual, like, realistic type.
Well, no, I'm speaking on the way science observes light is produced in the first place.
Okay, so you're saying that science observes electrons that are not attached to atoms.
Yes.
No, I'm saying, you saying that science observes electrons outside of their functions in atoms.
Well, every form of matter contains atoms and electrons, neutrons, and protons. So science can't do that. Because to observe in the first place, you need light.
Okay, so if science cannot do that, then why would you be doing that?
Because science, even though it can't directly see these things, right, such as dark matter, like dark matter and dark energy, correct? they can see the effects these things have. Just because you can't visually see it, because it might have an absence of light, or it's something that science can't directly see with its eyes, you can still observe the effects it has, such as dark matter and dark energy.
So I want to address some things.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so earlier I explained to y'all that it's different stages of manifestation when it comes to matter, when it comes to energy. Energy manifests through frequency and whatnot. So understand this: when it comes to light, the electron, you cannot have a photon without an electron. It is the baby. It is the baby of an electron. You understand what I'm saying? So what he says is, you don't have light until electrons move. Excuse me. You can have the movement of electron charge, and there's no visible light being produced. And we can see this. We can see this every single day, dealing with just regular electronics. So when it comes, hold on, brother. So when you break down the understanding of what's being said, the electron is in one particular state in the manifestation. The photon is in one particular state of the manifestation. According to their manifestation, they have particular habits. They have particular habits within that manifestation. So when an electron becomes excited, when an electron becomes excited, is because it has absorbed photonic energy. Where does photons come from? They come from electrons. They come from electrons. Photons come from electrons. So photons is the thing that is exciting electrons. Electrons emanate or manifest photons. They're one and the same. One is dealing with a particular side of the manifestation. One's dealing with the other. So if you don't understand the basics when it comes to light, when it comes to electromagnetism, brother, that means that you are, my friend, are engaging in dogmatic science, which is exactly what I've been saying this entire time. You use blind faith when you're dealing with science because they said this and wrote this in a book, because some elitist person said this in a book and you bought it. So that's the same thing that people do when they go up against these religious brothers. They say because the Bible said, because the Quran said, because the Torah said. That's the same thing you're saying, because mainstream science says this must be the empirical truth. And I'm telling you that science is constantly changing every single day, brother. So again,
let me get a young God this though. Let me get a young God this. So here's what you want to do is look up the photoelectric effect, right? Einstein kind of got his fingerprints on it, but it's really from J.J. Thomas. When you look into that, that's going to give you more insight into the relationship between photons and electrons, right? That's where you need to go right there. Then the next step from there, I would suggest, is looking up the electromagnetic fingerprint of each atom. Each atom, based on the configuration of electrons and how they sit out into the valence. Now, in my mind, this was 120 back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Like when the gods was building, blah, blah, my older cousins and nephews. And when I went to school and I started studying science, the periodic table, I learned that the maximum amount of electrons to an atom was 120. So my mind automatically went into a different shift with it. But what I'm saying for you, champ, is just study up on the photoelectric effect. And then from there, study up on the relationship of how each atom absorbs photons. When the atom absorbs photons, that allows the electrons to change valences. When the electrons get excited, they absorb energy. When they relax, they release energy. That is photonic energy. This is why each atom has an electromagnetic fingerprint that's unique to it, just like your fingertips. And so this is the nature of where the interface between those things that are physical and non-physical meet. So this is why in the religious text, whether they were relating God to a star or to light itself, you had the quest for our existence and the understanding of our place in the universe there. And, you know, I got a whole series of debates on my channel, American Healer, if you want to tap in. You know what I'm saying? So, and I always believe in sourcing up. Wait, I always believe in sourcing up. So everybody need to go subscribe to that channel right now. Source it up.
Okay, so last thing I just want to say, then I'm going to go. So when you keep speaking on photon, right? A photon is light described as a particle, right? Electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic radiation is light described as a wave. So when you're saying these photons, right, are exciting the atom to move the electron, what you're really saying for novices is that light is exciting the atom to move the electron. Or am I incorrect? Is a photon light?
I'm saying, Youngblood, do you understand how biology works? Do you understand that light is the main driver of biology, correct?
Sir, could you just answer the question? Is a photon a particle of light?
Photon is a
photon.
Roughly speaking, sure. Roughly speaking, yeah, I'll agree with that.
So
roughly.
Is electromagnetic radiation, is that not light described as a wave?
Absolutely. But I'm asking you, because see, here's the problem. Oh, here's the thing. You have to understand that science is about life. You have to stop trying to just deal with things in a vacuum. That's what I said about dealing with the electron outside of an atom. Like you gotta put things in perspective. So that's why I'm asking you. I've been very, very, patient, and we answering you, but we want you to answer us as well. Do you understand that light is the driver of biology?
I disagree with that.
Okay.
And
that would be great. So can you elaborate on that? Can you elaborate on that, sir?
Sure. Because most of all that we can observe, right, what we visibly can see in the universe, according to science, is where light is present, which is only about 25% of it. The majority of the universe, about 75% of it, is dark matter and dark energy, which are spaces of the universe that have an absence of light. So when we're speaking about our universe and what we can observe, we're speaking about a very small speck of it in the first place. We're not talking about the majority of it, where light doesn't exist at all. And then also, I keep trying to draw the distinction between electrons and light, because yes, while electrons, when they become excited and they're moving, they produce light. I'm trying to make it clear that you need electrons to produce light in the first place. Unless you guys can show me light being produced without the involvement of electrons, I can't say I agree with you.
Brother, you talking in circles, brother. I mean, I don't know if you realize that, but you're talking in circles. If anybody go look up the definition of a photon, it specifically says electromagnetic radiation. You cannot have a photon without electrons, brother. It just does not exist. There is
making my point.
Brother.
You're making my point. A photon is light. You can't have light without electrons.
Brother, everyone was quiet while you were talking. They didn't interrupt. Have some decorum or get the hell off the panel. Okay, so like I said, when it comes to the photon is still the electron in a different stage of manifestation. When we had our discussion, you made the assertion that gravity creates light. Can you show us that? Can you prove that to us? Can you pull up a source to can you a video or something? Can we see that? Because I could bring up the audio clip with you saying it. Would you like me to do that?
Straw man. We're having a conversation on this platform. I asked you a question.
Talking about, brother.
Can you show me light being produced?
You're not gonna answer my question.
Show me light being produced,
brother. Light is electromagnetic.
Show me photons.
Photons are electromagnetic radiation, brother. Brother,
a
you cannot,
photon
brother, you
is.
cannot have photons without electrons. Just like your ass don't exist without your parents. You needed your parents to bring you into this world. That is the truth. That is fundamentally true. All things beget of themselves. Do you agree? Do you agree that all things beget of themselves? Oh, you must don't. So again, like I said, photons is just another form of an electron in a different state of manifestation.
Kakarot. Listen. Kakarot. We gotta find a way to continue the build going though, because remember, whenever you speaking on a certain type of subject, it's the most of the people are always going to be outside of the know. The young brother already said he's talking about electrons not attached to atoms. The young brother already said he don't know what the photoelectric effect is. That means that he doesn't know what the relationship of photons is to electrons. So there is no medium ground right now for you to make with the young brother.
Are you agreeing with him, Inky, that photons are electrons?
I'm agreeing that you have to actually study up on the fundamentals of the conversation before you can have it.
To a question.
Do you hear what I'm saying? Hold on, listen to what I'm saying. Are we having a conversation about the relationship of photons and electrons? Yes or no? I'm just asking you a question. Yes or no? Is this a conversation about photons and electrons? Yes or no?
Why is my question being responded to with the
Wait
question?
a minute.
Because
we've been answering your questions all night, Shorty. Just answer the question. Yes or no? Is this a conversation about photons and electrons?
Yes.
Okay. So why would we continue to have a conversation about photons and electrons if you are unfamiliar with the fundamental principle of photons and electrons? You are out of your weight class, champ. No, listen, you're out of your weight class. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so here's the thing. We can have a debate on Sonnetter's platform. We already have one on JJ's. We can have one on this platform.
Brother, we ain't never had a debate ever. We ain't never had a debate ever. We had a
I could put the link to the debate in the chat.
I will pull up the sound bite and bust you in your head. We have never had a debate. We had a discussion. We had a mock prelim, which you bowed out. That I can't do this.
That wasn't a debate.
Brother, mute your mic. Mute your mic. Again, we already went through this. You conceded from the debate. I came to you with God is light. You denied it because you said I was pseudo and you just couldn't debate with a brother like me. So again, you coming on Sonnetta clout chasing, trying to get a little bit of fame off of electromagnetism, off of Sonnetta, off of JJ. That's what you doing, brother. So again, I gave you the opportunity, brother.
Shout out to JJ.
I gave you the opportunity to throw stones at the throne, but guess what? You conceded. So again, brother, if you really want to have this debate, you really want to have this discussion, go do your due diligence and study. Because you just, like brother just said, you out of your weight class, man. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're parroting mainstream science and you don't even understand the fundamentals.
All right. Hold on. Inky. Yo, my brother Ruger, you got to keep yours on mute. You echoing. All right, brother Minister Inky, the people are telling you to answer his question, man, and stop running. Answer the young brother's question. That's all they saying in the chat. You got to see
the young brother. Okay. What's the next question that the young brother has?
Let me reiterate my question. It's a very straightforward question. So we already heard what Anu said. Anu said that photons are electrons. Now, Dr. Inky, I'm asking you directly.
Do I agree that photons are electrons?
Hold on. Let me set the question.
Let him ask you, Inky.
So, are you agreeing that photons are electrons? Not that photons are light described as a particle. You are agreeing with him that photons are electrons.
I'm not sure that that's what the brother was communicating.
It's not.
That's
brother.
the question that he asked you. He asked you that question,
It
Inky.
is not what I was saying at all.
Hold on, Inky. He asked you a question, brother.
But do you understand what I'm saying, though,
He's
Si?
no,
He's asking
hold
me
on,
to say,
brother.
listen,
I understand his
He's
question.
asking me whether, but that's like
not
like
the minister
Gunner,
running, man.
that's
not
like
the
Gunner
minister
on the
running.
trial
Okay,
right
now I'm
now.
asking
Yes or
you.
no,
I'm
Inky?
asking
He
you now.
asking you a question, Inky. He asking you now.
But
Ask him again, brother. Ask him again.
Are you asking me, are photons electrons? I would say no. Photons are not electrons.
Okay, great.
Right, and the reason why photons aren't electrons is because electron is in a particular state of manifestation. Photons are in another particular state of manifestation. According to their manifestation, they have different habits. What part of that don't you understand? Okay, so I'm gonna get this analogy again. I'm gonna bring up a frog, a tadpole. A tadpole is not considered a frog, it's considered a tadpole. And a tadpole, according to its stage and manifestation, has particular habits. Just like an adult frog has particular habits. An adult frog would seek out another frog to have sex with. Tadpoles don't do that because they haven't made it to that part of the manifestation yet. I'm gonna give you another analogy. Just like water, H2O, it's just like ice, just like steam, just like easy water. These are the same things in different manifestation. Do we call ice water? No, we don't. Do we call steam water? No, we don't. We call it steam based on its habits in the manifestation. That's what we're doing. So again, you're going to bring up or electron photons. No, they have to give you a different description so you don't become confused. So you're not confused about the difference in the vectors and the difference in the actual attributes of what's happening dealing with these particular objects, these particular phenomena. So when you're talking about electrons, you're talking about electron and a
Hold on, Kakarot. Let me help you, God. Look, just do this. Young brother, why don't you look up what a photoelectron is? Like right now, live on the screen. Like right now, why don't you share your screen? Pull up what a photoelectron is.
I'm on my phone. If you could please kindly do that for the audience, I would appreciate it.
No. I need you to kindly do it for the audience, champ, like I asked you. And I want you to read to the audience what it is.
I'm on my phone. I can't do that.
You can pull it up, Inky. He on his phone. Pull it up and sauce it up.
All right, let me see. Let me pull it. Let me see what we got.
Yo, this the reason Anuba said that you should have started off with 6th grade level science and brought it up to, college level, because a lot of people lacking the information needed to be able to understand what it is you're saying. Not everyone, but a lot of people at the end of the day.
Yeah, we can hit the share screen.
Uh-oh.
All right, while you're pulling that up, I just want to ask. So now that we established that photons and electrons are two different things.
Hold on.
Please let me.
Are we sharing the screen?
Let him. Oh, hold on. No. All right, we're sharing the screen.
Here we go. Now, young man. Now, go ahead and read that, and then finish. Now, you and Kakarot may be able to build better from this space here going forward. Let's see what you could do with this, youngster.
Okay. Photoelectrons are those electrons which are produced when an energetic photon of radiation strikes a molecule, and the analysis of the spectrum of energies which they possess gives rise to the photoelectronic spectrum. Okay, so what did you want me to grab from that?
Wow. He's not going to see it because he don't want to see it, because he want to stand on his point. No, obviously you don't, because you asking him what do you supposed to take from that at the end of the day.
No, because my argument is that light is produced from electrons, and I'm just trying to figure out how this debunks that.
Brother, no one ever said that electrons don't produce photons. We've been saying that from the
Okay, then
Hold on, but that's an inverse rule. But that relationship goes both ways, and I think what you're looking at, if you read what's right in front of you, is it clearly says that these are electrons produced from photons.
Right, because you can put two photons together and create an electron. Electrons create photons. They're interlinked simultaneously. You cannot separate one from the other. The only way you can separate them is dealing with their stage in the manifestation. As an electron, it's doing a specific thing. As a photon, it does a specific thing according to its habits in that manifestation. If you do not understand that, brother, I mean, I just don't know. I just put it in the most lamest term as possible. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you don't understand the relationship between electrons and photons, then this is going to be a catch-22 thing, and we're going to go around and around, and you're going to keep asking us the same questions. You're going to keep asking us the same exact questions and expecting different answers. And by definition, that is crazy.
Now that brother's right though. The truest, he's 100%.
All right. Hold on, Unc. We want to bring on Unc. Come on, Unc.
So I appreciate the brother, the truest. He's absolutely right. Those two are pseudoscientists. Nothing that they talked about can actually be reproduced in science. And you cannot type anything they talking about in a scientific journal that would come up with that. There's no math to back it. None of that stuff. Planck's law, we know what Planck's law is. We know what the best example of black body radiation is. That would be the cosmic background radiation. So we're not sitting up here playing with all that. All that light is God nonsense. They taking a religious term, which is God, and they trying to mix it with science. And the brother is absolutely right. So this is a great example of high-level pseudoscience, where people will use scientific terms, right, and mix it in. There is no reproducible experiments. So I'm asking both of y'all dudes, where is the reproducible experimentation that backs what you're saying? Because I know y'all ain't come up with it. Don't play me. Go play Lotto. So once again, where is
hold on,
Unc. No, I'm not finished. No, not gonna let you get me, Inky. Where is the reproducible experiments that y'all got this from? Or did y'all just make all this up? That's my question. Now,
hold on, Unc. All right, now let's go ahead and wait. Let's just go ahead back to the share screen. All right, so here is one of the scientific journals that Unc said does not exist. So he said that we cannot pull up the photoelectric effect in no scientific journal. Here we go with scientific journal number 1 that has the photoelectric effect in it. Here we go with science. Whoa, relax, champ. You had your turn. Here we go with scientific journal number 2. Hello, here we go with scientific journal number 2.
Hold on. You got to let him go. I'm going to let you speak right after that. Let him go.
Let me write the foolery down. No problem.
Here's scientific journal number 2. Here's scientific journal number 3. Here's scientific journal number 4. Here's scientific journal number 5. Here's a website. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this one. Scientific American. This might be one of the most prestigious in the country right here. Einstein's legacy, the photoelectric effect. Here's another one. Let's go here to the next one. The photoelectric effect, American Journal of Science, online.wiley.com. Reconstruction of the history of the photoelectric effect. YS Journal, photoelectric effect, a simple application. Let's go ahead and click on that one, Unc. Do you want this one?
No, I want you to show with those.
Oh, not this one? Okay. Which how you want it?
Come to the conclusion that God is like, bro, don't play me, go play Lotto. You know what y'all talking about? Don't play this crazy game you doing.
Okay, so again, no one on here, mute your mic. No one on here said that God is light as electromagnetism is a stance in any science. God is light is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'm not. I didn't cut you off while you were talking. Mute the mic. Mute the mic and have some.
I said thank you, brother.
Mute your mic and have some decorum.
No, I just said thank you.
You're too into. Okay, I don't need no thanks.
All right, come on, y'all. Let's keep it respectful. Let's go.
Yeah, let's mute your mic.
All right, come on. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, so again, when we bring up the photon and electron conversion, do you know what conversion means? When we talk about photon and electron conversion, you can convert photons into electrons and electrons back into photons. They're simultaneously the same thing, doing different things in different stages of manifestation. Now, again, when it comes to the God is like concept, you who is a godless person cannot tell another person who has a concept of God what God is, because you're godless. That's like me. That's like if I was a mechanic, right? And then you got another person who don't believe in mechanics trying to tell a mechanic what mechanics is. You can't, brother, again, you cannot tell a person what God is to them. A God can be the trees, it could be the moon, the stars, or whatever hell a person conceptualize. So again, you want to attack the concept that God is light, but yet when we go into the religious and esoteric information of all of humanity, all of them have one polarizing point, and that is God is light and God is radiant. I could go into the Bhagavad Gita and show you. I can go into the Bible and show you. I can go into the Quran and show you. So again, when you talk about God, if you're not even coming from an esoteric or a spiritual standpoint, then you're dead in the water. So again, I'm not going to have a conversation with you, aka the God killer, who can't kill my God. My God is light. My God is electromagnetism. Kill it, nigga. Can you kill it? You can't. So again, I don't have no bells and whistles. Ain't nobody clicking rounds of applause when I'm talking. You understand what I'm saying? But we all know that you, my brother, are godless. You don't even have a concept of God. In fact, what is God to you? Matter of fact, let's do this, because I'm just gonna shut this man down right here and right now. I'm gonna shut him down right here, right now.
All right, hold on. Before you do this, I want him to respond. I want Unc to respond. Unc, I think I got a formidable opponent for you, brother.
Nah, for me.
No, Unc, stop. Don't say no. The people want to see this, Unc.
Okay, that's fine.
Hey, all right, Gay, you got the floor, Unc. You got the floor.
Stop. First, let's establish something here. These dudes then ran 100 miles an hour from what they was talking about, electrons, protons, and they was saying all that because they was trying to prove something about light, UV rays, coming from the sun, which is really radiation. They played the whole game. So are you telling me that God is radiation? It's being interpreted as light, but it's really radiation, different forms of radiation. So I'm at this point now, I gotta believe something for it to be right. That's ridiculous. I should never have to believe in the Bible for it to be correct. It's just correct. The fact that I have to believe in it means it's a bunch of foolery at the end of the day. So he doesn't believe in the God of the Bible. He made up his whole God. So you're the one I'm really killing. I'm killing your pseudoscience. See, that's the problem. I don't have a problem with people and their religious understanding, whether it be Yoruba, whether it be Ifa, whether it be Native American indigenous traditions, Australian Native indigenous traditions. I don't have a problem with that. The problem is when y'all guys run up here and you mix and match and mix it together and you shake it up and you start talking crazy. So you the one godless. You the one. What God do you have? The only God you have is the God you just made up, and you mix it with science. Why do you mix it with science? This is where the rubber meets the road. Why is everybody like Nephali? Why is she talking about science now? Why do Iggy talk about science now? Why y'all talking about science? Because y'all know science is undefeated. And to make something credible, you have to use science. Now, here's the point. Then why not use real science? Because if you use real science, it would discredit everything you're saying. I'm not
Hey, and on that note, wait. While we right here for a second, could you
elaborate? I'm not answering none of your questions. We ain't even really crazy, so I'm not answering.
Okay, all right. Okay, so that's cool. So the people are gonna watch, right? And what the people will see is that you're using a clever ruse to disguise your fear of me as well as your fear of the young brother, because you, although you come on in short bursts and talk that science and go da 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 da, you're not really willing to engage in anything where we can get down to the detail and nuts and bolts. So like right now, I could sit here and I could tell you and say, okay, well, sure, you know, in the spiritual space, in the religious space, the quest is to get to know your origin. And most of our texts either relate the gods or the supreme deity to a star or to light. Now, I know that some of us may think that light is just visible light, and that when we turn off the light, there is no light. Because I heard the young brother mentioning something about spots in space where there's no dark because there's no light because it's dark, etc., etc. I would say, I would
That's
posit.
not what I said.
Hold on. Let me finish with Unc, and then you could chime back in and do your thing, champ. But what I would say to you, Unc, is for you to demonstrate right now in front of people. Why don't you demonstrate to us to the extent that the exploration of nature by scientific principles, how far that's gotten us to understand our origins? Like right now, if anyone was to ask me any part of our creation, I could simply answer. Can you answer without doing the grumpy old man routine?
Yes, I can. It's not a grumpy.
Okay, go ahead. Elaborate. So what has science
wanna,
demonstrated from nature as
I
its
just want
source?
to make it clear, you know you and me ain't cordial, and I barely shared this conversation with you because you have not apologized for your foolery.
I apologize for my foolery. Hey, yeah. I apologize for my foolery. Now go ahead.
Okay, that's a good. Do you mean that, or you just talking shit, Inky? Because that's some bullshit.
Well, right? See, how many curse words? Let me ask you a question. After I apologize, how many curse words do you think you allowed to say to me before I respond with the same energy?
Said that's some bullshit. I didn't cuss you out. So the point is, if you were to ask me of the origins of humanity, I would say Africa, and we know you do not agree with the outcome.
No. When I say the origins of humanity, what I'm saying specifically is, how did DNA form to create the first complex cell?
Come on, man. You got to. We all know you got to stop it. Here you go. We got the 3 domains of life. We got the universal common ancestor, eukaryotic, archaea, and bacteria, bro. Now, if you want to get me a technical question, like, well, how exactly did that happen? Well, why don't we just look it up? You the one play expert, bro, not me. Okay. So no, I don't know the precise measurement of how DNA. No, I don't know that. But just because, hold on, here's your trick. This is the game you've been playing for years, bro. If a person don't know the exact scientific, then all of a sudden what they talking about is wrong. That's not true, Inky. So
hey, don't forget, Inky, hold on. Don't forget, Inky teaches with Cube teaches that we come from the Rhesus monkey.
No, Cube. What Cube?
Outside the cube.
No, he don't teach that.
Yes, he do.
No, I ain't gonna
Stop.
Inky do teach that. Inky, remember him and that Hootie had a debate in the car, in my car?
Yeah, in the car with Tahuti. Yeah.
Right. Inky, don't make me go into the chest now digging out.
Yeah, don't make me pull out the chest, bro. You said it.
Listen, you could pull that out, but what people are gonna see is you distracting us to try to save Unc and take Unc off the hot spot from having to explain.
All right, go ahead.
First of all, I'm not on the hot seat. You're practicing pseudoscience at a high level of foolery.
Okay. You know, in which way? Wait. Which way?
So
which thing? Which piece of science is specific?
Man,
okay,
the fact that you're trying to use scientific terms. Matter of fact, the trust know what a trust. Look, me and you both know what he's doing. We ain't tripping over here. He's taking scientific literature out of character and trying to blend it in with some nonsense, which is pseudoscience.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know what the photoelectric effect is? Do you know what the photoelectric effect is?
Let's explain it to us. Look it up.
No. I'm asking you, do you know what it is?
No, I don't, Inky.
Okay. All right. So here's the problem I have. You said I've been doing this for years. Hold on. You said I've been doing this for years.
One mic, y'all. One mic. Go ahead, Inky.
For years, bro.
So let me address you and explain to you where our maybe.
What's the words? Would you say the what? I'm gonna look it up while you talking. The what? The photo.
Okay, let me explain to you our fundamental difference, Unc. See,
No,
in
you
the
asked him a
world I'm
question,
from-
Inky. That's what he asking you. He asking you the question you asked.
Oh, I said to look up the photo. I asked him if he understood what the photoelectric effect was. He said no. Now he's asking me what it is so he can look it up while I'm talking. So go ahead and look up the photoelectric effect while I'm talking. But what I'm telling you,
didn't you put that up on the screen and read it? You on the brother read it. Am I correct? Didn't y'all
you gotta
read
get
that?
some new. You gotta get some new routine,
No,
champ.
I'm saying, didn't you read that? Am I the truth? Didn't y'all read that with the photoelectric?
We read it, but see, that's the thing to understand. That's the thing that you got to understand, champ. Studying and reading is two different things. When you just read a thing one time, that's not like studying. That's not allowing you to internalize it. That's not allowing you to know it. That's just a very surface level, like I read over it kind of thing. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference between like the men and the boys with this.
So then how does that bring us to God then? How does knowing that process give you the ability, Inky, to explain how you mixing religion with scientific concepts? Because that is actually a scientific concept. I never said it wasn't. But we want to know, how do you take that science? See, now we rolling, bro. So the fact that I can't explain that, bad, I'll take that. But we want you to explain how that equates to God and how it fits into this conversation. Because we know we will never allow y'all two to forget what the conversation was about, bro. How life.
Okay, hold on.
How does that explain that to us?
Let me answer you. Let me answer you. So here's where the conversation starts, right?
Okay. All right.
The other night I get a phone call from my guy out in Philly. Shout out to Black Hand. He said, yo, Q Butter going in. They want you to come on. Boom, boom, boom. So we go on. I go on Q Butter's channel. Shout out to Q Butter. Shout out to his whole page. Shout out to Rasta over Jump Off Dread, respectfully. Shout out to JJ, the whole Lions Den. So we over there, we raising, we going in. You know how we do. It's just the fellas. We going in. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning, 9-hour live stream. But the conversation is.
You got beat up. I saw it.
The conversation is about the nature of what's at the essence of scientific pursuit and religious pursuit. And so my conversation tonight with the brothers, and people could come to my channel, like I said, and check it out, because I broke it down into small little bits and try to give people more time to learn from it. When you look at religion,
I want y'all to hurry up. This is I knew to get back in here.
This is important though, so I look. When you look at the religious
this is our new show.
I want to. My computer had crashed and I had to restart it. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you still messing up. Your computer's still messing up.
Yeah, you got to link Inky. Inky was coming to the.
All right, go ahead, Inky. Finish it.
So basically, what the conversation was I was saying, when you look at the religious texts refer to God as light. That's not something that people can argue with me or Kakarot about. That's in the religious text. You pick up the Bible describes God as light. When we think of Kemet talks about Atum, it talks about Re, it talks about the sun as a deity, it talks about other stars. And so these are not things that you can argue with us about. These are things that's in these texts. You know what I'm saying? So when we put that away and we stop talking about religion and spirituality and we talk about science, right? If we talk about science, if we go to the essence of science, it's the periodic table. The essence of science, physics, the periodic table, atoms. That entire periodic table is a way for us to categorize and quantify our interactions in the physical space with light. So every atom.
Stop it, Inky. You gotta stop that.
All right, hold on.
The periodic table has nothing to do with our interaction in light. Stop.
Let him finish his spill, bro.
All right, I'm gonna just hit the share button for you one time. Hold on. I got you, Unc.
All right, I got to get back over to Anu. Come on, y'all, because this is his show.
So this is the whole thing right here.
Would you like to have a one-on-one with the brother? Anu.
Come on, man. Come on, yo. Listen,
I think this would be a strong debate.
Right now,
we could do it on Sarnetta University, brother. I'll come over there with you, bro. Let's blow that up over there.
I don't need your help with this.
No, I didn't say my help. I said I go over there and join this with you, man. I think this will be real good, brother.
No, I don't mind having a conversation. I definitely don't mind having a conversation with him. Me and him just got off track, but we've had conversations over the last couple of years. Me and this man on the TV. I mean, on the phone.
Hit the share screen. Hit the share screen, Sal. Hit the share screen so people can see.
No, I got to get over to Anu first, because this is his show. I don't want to, cut him out, cut the brother out. While he on the phone, Ruger Lion, you want to say something?
Nah, I won't actually want to hear Inky finish saying what he was saying.
I'd like to say something real fast.
I want to do, let Anu explain it though. I think people was taking it wrong and shit. Although, because I look at light as a byproduct from that, right? But when we look at it in, I guess, religious context, light will be the physical attribute that we can see, is the physical thing at the end of the day. So that's why God is light. You feel me? But at the same time is also electromagnetism. That's what produces light. So God in the physical will be light, like the religions say.
So I want to address some things, because our godless brother is confused about certain principles. So pull my share screen up real quick.
Your screen is sharing.
Okay, so Brother Ankh, the God Killer, can you explain to us what divine is? What is divinity?
Calling Ankh.
What is divinity?
Don't be quiet.
Okay, so you know what? I don't even
No, hold on. He probably went to the restroom or something. That's all.
Hey, Sarnetta, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, say something real quick.
Yeah. Sarnetta, I'm bringing people over, right? These some intelligent brothers that when I first got in front of the TV, I said, y'all gonna have some problems when some of these intelligent brothers come to the forefront. I'm just a face right now, and I'm bringing them to the forefront. But for some reason, somebody in this chat is blocking JJ just because he said Sarnetta send the link. So one of your moderators, you need to fall back, because we have a female debater over here right now named April. Stop trolling me. I'm not doing nothing to you. Stop making this difficult.
April what?
Tamika. So Tamika, we got April here for you today. So when it's over with, you finna get in the ring. Stop playing with me, man. We for the information. We ain't about all this tag and I like you, you don't like me bullshit. Yo,
listen, man. Just leave.
I just sent you some money in your cash app, bro.
Yo, you got to be a man about it.
No, I ain't no man about it. Sorry, if she playing games, blocking me, bro.
Have decorum, brother.
Ain't no goddamn bro. You playing, motherfucker, bro? Okay, I'm gonna chill.
No, listen.
No, get rid of her. What did she bring to the table?
I'm not going to get rid of her. What the hell is wrong with you, JJ? How can she block you if you got a wrench? How?
Okay, I just screenshotted and showed you. Go look at that.
The only one that could block you is me. No moderator, no other moderator can block you.
So why are you playing games and you got a wrench in my thing? So you don't see?
I blocked you because you was responding to Tamika 1.
Don't say nothing to me.
Respond to her, brother.
Well, don't say nothing to me, bro. Tell her to get off my goddamn ride.
JJ, chill. Don't pay no attention, brother.
I gotta take attention.
I don't give a fuck about your goddamn wrench, bro. For real.
Chill, bro. Let her be, bro. Chill. We got this.
So I want to because obviously the God Killer ain't back. This is what usually happens when I get to going on my spills. He runs, he dips off. Oh, you pseudo run. That's what he does. So again, show my share screen, because like I said, this right here goes into effect with or without Brother Ankh.
Yeah, he also got to prove that the science that's being used is pseudo, because he said that shit many a times. He said that the science that's being used here is pseudo science. So he got to prove that too.
So pull up my share screen real quick, brother. Okay, Brother Ankh is a godless person. So he has absolutely no idea what divinity is. He doesn't believe in divine. But when we talk about God, we have to bring up divine because God is divine. Okay, so now let's go into what divine is. Let's look at this. It says divine. Late 14th century, pertaining to, of the nature of, or proceeding from God or a God, addressed to a God, from Old French Devin, 12th century, from a Latinus Divinus, God, from Davis, of or belonging to God, inspired, prophetic, related to Deus, God, deity. The pi root, diu. You see that? Pi root, let me highlight this. Diu, to shine. You see that? Let me click on it. Diu. This right here, it says diu. This is the Proto-Indo-European root meaning to shine, derives from sky, heaven, God, right? So when we talk about God, we're talking about what is shining, because what is divine shines, and it derives from the sky or heaven.
Hey, you shining, son. You shining, son.
So again, you know what I'm saying? When you have these godless creatures, these godless people trying to tell you what God is when they don't even have a concept of God. I'm not telling you God fake. I'm giving you a real manifestation, tangible attributes of God that you can see, that we all know, that we all have relationship with. This man is trying to tell y'all that God does not exist. If you are a Hebrew, you are a Moor, you are a Christian, this should not tear your faith down. This should build your faith up, because I am showing you empirical proof that God is indeed light, and that relationship that you have with light is the most important thing to you. Without that light, you couldn't have biophotons emanating from your body. So again, here is the etymology online.com. This is the diu. This is the Proto-Indo-European root to the word divine, which means to shine. It means to shine. I can go further off. It says the hypothetical source of evidence for the existence is provided by the Sanskrit deva, God, literally the shining one. The shining one. Huh? My bells and whistles, man. You know what I'm saying? This right here is a kill shot for anybody who claims that they can defeat God as light. First, you're going to have to go into human history and erase what divine means. You're gonna, and when you talk about the radiance of God, you can't have radiance without light. Let's check it out. Same thing. Let's check it out. Radiance. Here we go. Check it out. Let's look at it. Let's see what radiance means. It says radiance, brilliant light, brightness, smooth, diverging rays or beams from radiant. Oh, let's click on radiant. It says radiant, shining, bright, suit, or emitting diverging light rays. Also heat. Oh, so if I go back into the electromagnetic spectrum, do I got to remind you that heat is infrared? Oh, no, I don't do that, because you're a science guy. You already know that. So basically what you're doing, you just trolling. You don't have no concept of God. You don't know what God is. And I'm telling you that God is light based on human understanding of what this idea and this concept comes from. It comes from light. It comes from the shining. It comes from the sun. It comes from the sky. So again, brother, you want to debate me on this topic? How you gonna prove that the definition of divine ain't God? How you gonna prove that? How you going to prove that electromagnetism is pseudo? How you going to prove that? How? So again, brother, like I said, you want to get in the ring with me, brother? I'm game for it. I don't mind taking your head off, bro, and taking it back to the lion's den and putting it on a mantle, brother. You know what I'm saying? But what you're not going to do is keep coming in here and appealing to people's emotion, calling people pseudo. You know, just like I know, that pseudo has a negative connotation to it. That's not the meaning of the word, but it has a negative connotation to it. So when you say pseudo, you're saying that in order to gear people's ideas about me or about the brothers on this panel. That's not how it works, brother. You need to come with some actual factuals, source the fuck up or shut the fuck up. That's how this goes.
Hey, Kakarot, let me ask you a
where you
question
at?
while we on this subject.
Where you at, brother? Come on, man. Come on,
Hey, bro, break it down to the way that, man, like I said, that shit, that the light is actually the physical manifestation of what we can see of God at the end of the day.
Hey, wait. You just broke it down, but let me ask you this. Hey, Kakarot, what do you know about electromagnetism and the symbol of the Ankh?
Hold on. I'm going to the bathroom somewhere, man. I'm gonna get him back. Ankh ain't running, man, so don't think he's running.
No, he does this when he get in the conversations in the back chat with people. You know what I mean? When he can't answer things, he run off.
We got the truest in the building. The truest is on you, brother.
All right. So first, I want to say, when he just pulled up that definition of divine, within the first sentence, it draws a clear distinction between what he's trying to say and what divine actually is. So divine means from God or of a God. Divine doesn't literally mean God. Divine is anything that God produces or sends or something that is of or from a God. So, for example, right? If God sends you a blessing, that
Bro, are
blessing
you reinterpreting what the definition is?
No, read the first sentence. Go back.
Let's read the first sentence. Bring up the screenshot. Let's read it. Let's read it.
By the way, I didn't interrupt you on your time. I must be
okay,
cutting
that's
you
cool.
now.
That's cool. But we're going to correct some misinformation.
So bad right now that you have to interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you. So as I was saying, right, divine means from God or of a God. You ever heard of the saying divine intervention? It doesn't mean that the intervention is God. It means God intervened with his divinity. It's a characteristic. And then when you bring up spirituality and religious systems in the Bible, for every passage you have of God being compared to light, you have God producing light. In the very beginning of the book, it says, God said, let there be light. So that is a force creating light. You have passages where God says, I create the light and the darkness. If he's creating light and darkness, that means he's not either. He's the creator of both. He's the creator of everything. So even from a spiritual sense, for every passage you have comparing God to light, you have just as many saying God created light and darkness for that matter. And then when you talk about, characteristics of God and we don't have that, you've made your idea of what characteristics of God is to you very clear on multiple platforms. You said God is omnipotent, you said God is omnipresent, and you said God is all-knowing. So in terms of all present, right? Omnipresent, right? How could something that's quantifiable like light, that has a speed, which I'm not going to argue with you guys. You said light's speed has changed multiple times. I agree with that. But the fact that light even has a calculable and measurable speed in the first place shows you that it can't be omnipresent. How does something with a calculable speed, something that is measurable, be omnipresent? How can something that is created be omnipotent? How could something that we can quantify be all-encompassing? Please explain that.
Okay, so again, like I said, first we're gonna deal with his misinformation. So can you bring up that share screen again? Okay, so right here it says divine. Late, and obviously he don't know how etymology works. He don't know how it works. Okay, so it goes from the latest all the way to the latest. So when you're going through this, it's going to go all the way back to the Proto-Indo-European root. Divine is not necessarily Indo-European, but it does root from Proto-Indo-European. That's what this word pi means. Pi means Proto-Indo-European root. So this is where most European languages derive from. So when you talk about the etymology of the word divine, you have to keep going back until you get to the root. So again, he just said it only means this. It means proceeding from God. It means address to God. If you have a divine intervention, shut up. It says right here, or a God. Did you skip that part? Did you overlook that? Did you overlook where it says or a God? Oh, you overlooked that. So again, like I said, the man don't know what he's talking about, because again, here's another godless nigga, another nigga who don't have a concept of God, trying to tell you, person who has a concept of God, what God is, which that does not work, brother. First, go get you some faith. Go get you an actual concept and an understanding of what God is, and then maybe we can talk on that subject. Now, he also asks about if light got a speed and how can it be omnipresent, because it's quantifiable. Okay, God is quantifiable. Like I said, if we go into any spiritual context, it tell you God is in everything. I mean, God, mute your mic, Goofy. It says that God is in everything. God is a part of everything. That means God is quantifiable. That's what that means. If we want to use the Bible, which I'm not, it says you got to have the faith, the grain of a mustard seed. That's what it said. That's quantifiable, brother. So again, now let's get off into what he's talking about when it comes to light speed. Light speed is only relevant to humans because we are on Earth. Light speed is only relevant because we are on Earth. Light does not travel at the same speed all the way around the universe, because when light travels through a medium, it slows down. So therefore, light is omnipresent, because wherever there are electrons, light itself can be produced. This is the reason why you have E equals MC squared. Energy equals mass time square the speed of light squared. That's what it means, right? So, and you can do the same equation backwards. The speed of light squared, the mass at the speed of light squared equals energy. You understand what I'm saying? So again, when we talk about the omnipresence of light, you have to think about the entire electromagnetic spectrum, and not just a little bitty portion that your eyeballs can see, but the entire thing. You can't see radio. You can't see ultraviolet. You can't see infrared until it emanates into a particular manifestation. So again, wherever there's matter, you're going to have electromagnetic forces. Anywhere there's matter, you're going to have electromagnetic forces. Even in the most densest, darkest parts of space, there is still matter. And
okay, hold on for 1 minute. The Truest, put your number in the private chat, brother, so I can hit you up. And we're going to see, we can settle this thing once and for all. Truest versus Anu, if you want to make that happen. Anu, would you take on the young brother? Can't hear you, Anu.
So we already had this exchange, brother. The man, I'll put up the soundbite if you want it. He already admitted that he cannot debate me because I'm pseudo. He has admitted he has ran from that debate. I will pull up the soundbite.
Well, we doing it right now. I'm asking him, Truest, will you debate him?
I'm game with anybody. I'll take anybody's head when it comes to this.
Will you debate him, Truest?
Yes.
Put your number in the back chat.
Now you want to debate me because we on Sonetta. When we was in the Lions,
yeah, he in the toughest league though.
Weak ass.
Yeah, it don't matter, bro. Do what you gotta do. We're gonna kill him real quick.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up real quick for y'all.
Truest, did you put your number in there? I got you. All right, I see it. When do y'all want to make this happen? Next week?
To be honest with you, I don't know. Whatever's good for this brother.
What do you think, Truest? Tonight? Y'all got your facts ready, or next week?
Let me look at a calendar. I'm gonna give it to you in 30 seconds.
All right, y'all better come with some sources, man.
Okay, so brother Sa, as you see, here goes a source. This comes directly for the Bhagavad Gita.
Hey, Anu, real quick before you go, bro. Like, don't show everything you got right now.
Right, you about to go into a debate. Damn, close that up. You showed a lot already.
All right, I got you. Y'all right.
Yeah, shut down shop. Yeah.
Y'all right, because I was gonna pull out the guns.
No, you don't need to, bro. He don't know the photoelectric effect. He got
for you, Inky. Pull out the big guns on him, bro. Like I got bombs. I got nukes back here, man. You dude don't know what he dealing with.
But, hey, bro,
set that up. I would really appreciate the opportunity to go ahead and have a debate with Q Butter on this topic.
Hey, Anu, that's why I said coming into the shit that, you was gonna have to make, the distinction on how the electromagnetic Messiah and God is light correlate with one another. Because I see he trying to disseminate that and make it a separate thing at the end of the day. When truth be told, he nor nobody else on this panel outside of me overstands, the whole concept of what you're saying.
Right.
You feel me?
No,
All right, Sonetta, could we set this up for Monday?
Oh man. Yeah, I'm game with Monday.
Yo, hey, you gonna have to do what I said, bro. You gonna have to, start off slow, 6th grade level, so everybody come on fucking overstand you, and then bring the knowledge up as you go along. I mean, at the end of the day, this so it don't be no confusion. About what's being talked about at the end of the day, because I say that's the whole thing. Keep doing the whole time is trying to separate.
I'm gonna present my information that
I ain't talking to you. Yeah, no, I was talking to my man. I was talking to my Naga brother.
Oh, okay.
No, you too though. No disrespect. You definitely gonna have, some work on your hands to do at the end of the day. You should start by researching the information brother Inky put you on.
Yeah,
Well,
so again,
well, he'll have his point of argumentation. I will have my points of argumentation.
Oh, no, we're not moving the goalposts. We're gonna have
the debate is God light, right? We will stick to that topic. You will have your arguments to prove why God is light to you. I will have my arguments as to why God cannot be light.
No.
Well, technically, that wouldn't be the whole title, though, because that's not the whole title. That was the base title to come on here to have a conversation today.
No. I've always agreed that God is light. Light is electromagnetism. That has always been my stance. If anybody
right.
Okay. How about this?
Just mute
your mic. Is electromagnetism light?
That's a redundant question, brother. So
again,
brother, that question's redundant. Like if you go look up what
you're playing
electromagnetic radiation.
You're playing semantics.
Brothers,
electromagnetism is light described as a wave. So
I don't care what you describe it as. You can describe it as a monkey.
Add it to it. When
you
say
can describe it as whatever
light,
you want, brother.
if you can prove that
it's one mic. I knew. Let him talk. First of all, I knew that's what you've been talking about all day. So I don't know why you don't want to debate that. That's what you've been talking about.
Don't run now.
The problem is, brother. The problem is that when I bring the concept, these guys like to try to chop and screw what I'm saying. Is God is light, light is electromagnetism. If you're going to debate God is light, light is electromagnetism, you got to prove what God is. It ain't you think you're finna go on a debate with me and just have me on a defense the whole time? Nigga, you need something to defend, brother. And you don't have nothing like that. What concept?
So I knew. I'm gonna give you something.
Mute your mic. Mute your mic.
So let's do this.
It's one mic, brother. Mute your mic.
Let's do this. I was talking.
Mute your mic. Mute your mic.
It's your show.
Mute your mic, brother. Mute your mic. Again, like I said, the concept is God is light, light is electromagnetism. If you're gonna come and try to debate me on how God isn't light, you need to be providing information about what God is. You see what I'm saying? If God is light, so then you have to be proving what God is. If I'm saying God is light and light is electromagnetism, you have to be proven that, hey, no, God ain't light. This particular thing is God, or this particular concept is God. And guess what? That's fine. Bring whatever idol, paper, fake God that you got to the table so I can chop, screw, and burn it. And all idols, all false idols will fall to God is light. All of them. Because at the end of the day, brother, this is about God is light. It's not about your opinion. It's not about your denial. You have to bring some type of tangible proof that God exists. If you cannot, then how in the hell you going to debate somebody who has a concept of God? That don't make logical sense.
Okay, brother, please allow me to respond. I've respected your time. So I will give you if you want to debate me on my ideology, right? After we have this debate of is God light, which is on your ideology, I'd be more than willing to defend what I subscribe to. But what I'm saying is I'm here to prove that God cannot be light based off of what you describe God to be. The characteristics that you've laid out tonight, the characteristics you've laid out through multiple conversations we've had for what you believe God has to be, is what I'm going to prove light does not have. I'm going to prove the properties that you say God possesses, light does not possess. That is all I need. All I need is what you said you believe God requires. And then at that point, I just have to show that light doesn't match up with those requirements you put on your God. That's all I have to do. Now, if you want to have a debate after that debate about what I subscribe to, I'm more than willing to do that. But this is what we have to debate first, because this is what you've been talking about all night. Don't run from your argument that is God light. Don't
you going to use your ideology?
That conversation, because that's all your presentation's been about tonight. And when you attach electromagnetism to it, you are just being redundant. Electromagnetism is light, described as a wave. Okay?
Are you going to use your ideology to disprove them?
Am I going to use my yeah, of course. My ideology is rationalism.
That's basically what he's saying, though. Like you're gonna have to. If you're saying God is not light, then you're gonna have to tell what God is if he's not light.
What is your ideology?
So the way I say his God isn't light is because he said his God has to be omnipresent. His God has to be omnipotent. His God has to be all encompassing, and it has to have certain properties that he made very clear. So once he lays that out, all I have to do is prove that light does not have those properties.
What properties? What properties did he say that the light God had? That you disagree with.
I just said it.
No, you got to say it a different way, because I ain't understand you saying it.
Okay. I'll repeat myself. He said that God is omnipresent, which means it's all encompassing.
Oh, I got you. You saying that you're gonna prove that light is not omnipresent, omnipotent, or omniscient?
I'm going to prove that light does not share all of the properties he says that God. That's all I have to do.
You understand how the light spectrum works, right? And that radiation is everywhere, right? And we have light radiation that we can't. Never mind. Just strike that from the record. I ain't even say none of that.
Yeah. So, like I said, in the end of the day, like I said, this man don't have no concept of God. And if you bring rationality into this shit, bro, I hope you can prove that you can have rationality without thoughts. When you can have rationality without electrical signal flowing through your goddamn body. So you're gonna have a tough time with that one, brother. And I've already brought up biophotonics and shit like that. So yeah, go ahead and bring whatever bullshit you got to the table and try to tell everybody else that they don't understand what they're hearing, or they don't understand what they read, which is what y'all do. Oh, you don't understand, you don't get this. That's what y'all do. So again, like I said, the concept of God is personal. God is personal, or mock preliminary. You say God is impersonal. God is impersonal. Yes, it is. God is personal. If I went into the Bible, I can show you specifically that God is personal to each and everybody, and each and everybody has their own personal God. I mean, that's just what it is. So again, we can have it. You want to do it Monday? I don't have no problem with taking your head on Monday. That'll be a nice.
Okay, what is the topic, y'all? What is the topic?
God is light. Light is electromagnetism. It's always the same.
God is light. Light is electromagnetism. That's the topic.
Yes,
you good with that, Truist?
Yep, I'm good with that.
All right, let me bring on Q Butter. Q Butter, are you there?
Yo, Si, what's goody, baby?
Hey, yo, Q. We got Minister Inky in the building. Inky, turn on your camera, man.
I'm here.
What's up, Q? I'm trying to set this thing up, man. What you want to do? You want to give Inky that work or what, brother?
Yeah, Inky, it's all good. Inky got to get that, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of scientific terms being disrespected right now. I heard a lot of photoelectric talk and photoelectrons and electrons and a lot of remixing of the remixer. You know what I'm saying?
What would be your title, Inky? What would be your title, Minister? What you think you would take him on?
I think we should just go back to the same subject we already started on the other night. What was?
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I didn't see it.
Science versus God.
Nah, this isn't. I'm comfortable with what you talking about. You have your own stuff. You was in the space, and I have no issues. I'm not trying to make it a science versus God thing. You know what I'm saying? We gotta put the books against the books, facts on facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let me say, Osana, this is the HOK. I could have did better with my presentation, but I'm telling y'all need to step up with these facts. At the end of the day, Damo and I showed y'all, we're not letting all of this sorcery go wrong. I need to see no videos. You ain't gonna show me no video on YouTube. We are mathematics heads. We are scientists. We need formulas. If you can't showcase science and math and formulas, you ain't talking science. And respectfully, nobody should be disrespecting the news. Personal philosophy. I have none against his personal philosophy and his belief in God. But once you step out of that space and start translating your belief system into trying to make science words analogous to your world, is confusing the people. And that's the only reason I'm here, is because I want to make sure that the people understand that science is over here, black nationalism, science. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. Anybody want to step in there and play with the words? If you want to stay in your pseudo, no offense. If you want to stay in your box, Inky, I'm not attacking your personal religion, Inky. If you believe that God,
see how whoa, bro. You see how you slipping jabs? Hold on.
Hold on, Minister. Minister.
No jabs over here.
There's only one mic, brother. You got to let him go, brother. I know this shit hurting now. It's hurting. You going to go right behind him, Minister.
And I'm going to shut up as soon as I finish. But at the end of the day, if it's your personal religions, I have nothing against your personal religion, man. But if we talking this science, Inky, I'm going to need to see some math. Well, the people want to see math, man. Feel me where my 5% is at. We want to see math. I'm tired of people talking about photons and they don't know no math. Talking about gravity and don't know no math. Talking about electricity and don't know no math. How dare you? I'm going to do this with my gold teeth on because I want everybody to know Q Butter is going to make sure that the world knows that the HOK, Ziax, the Black conscious community, we know science and math. There's a lot of us who don't. And that's because they were taught and educated by white folks, and they might have had one science class and they read this part of the science book. They read these 6 pages of the science book, and they was like, you know what? I understand it. But right now, we here. You definitely gonna have a chance to ask the question. But right now, I'm doing my timing because we set this up. We want to make sure the people is watching. We gonna give y'all information. And the people, y'all gotta start, my religious people, all of my Israelites, 5%ers and Moors, and no offense. Don't let none of these non-scientific people come up here and act like they're gonna pervert religion. You're not going to turn God. Come up with your own God name, Inky. Don't call it Yahshua. Don't call it God. Come up with some own shit. Shout out to my atheists. Shout out to all of them. But right now, I'm putting respect on God's name because I'm tired of people coming up there in their ego, remixing God, remixing religions, trying to turn it into their own shit. No, you're not going to talk about all religions believe in light. No, they believe in Yahweh Shad. They believe in they Buddha. They believe in E5. What they believe in? They're gonna talk about, they all believe in light. They don't know what they talking about. No, we're gonna put a name on the Inkyism, and we're gonna put Inkyism on trial. How about that, Sonetta? Inkyism on trial, a newism on trial. Look, my son just came in, and I gotta show them what science.
So use that science to disprove what he's saying right now.
With who's saying?
Either one of them.
Either one of them. I came up here to talk, but we was lining up the cards. We got the science right here.
You ain't like talking. You ain't responding on nothing nobody said. You just selling tickets right now, brother.
I'm definitely selling tickets. Who's talking right now? That's the dude that's talking
the line.
Oh, what's up? Let me say I don't know who you are. Are you on their team?
I don't know who you are either. That's
you
my
definitely
family.
need to do your research. I am Q Butter, and if you don't know who I am, you probably brand new. I ain't talking to you. You ain't got enough X's in your name to be spoken to right now. So I'm gonna need you to wait 2 seconds and let me finish talking to these two. Cause you ain't nobody. You ain't nobody, so I ain't talking to nobody. Definitely, I'm to you. In the chat, who wants me to continue talking to this dude right here? In the chat, Do y'all want me to talk to this nobody over here, or is nobody somebody? If nobody is somebody, let me know if nobody is somebody, and I should be talking to this somebody.
You tickets right now. You sitting up here talking hella shit about.
I hear you. Right now, we ain't talking to you right now. I got smoke if you need smoke.
Just do they shit. I mean,
bro. If you in the audience, sometimes the audience wants to come up and be a part of the group.
I'm not the audience, brother. I came up here with my family, brother. I'm not the audience.
So you with the family. So you sit your family ass down and let me finish talking because I got the microphone right now.
Nobody, bro.
I got the microphone right now. Look at the chat. Nobody wants me to talk to you. Nobody wants me to talk to you. Look at the chat. Nobody wants me to talk to you, bro. All right, look, you got the floor. You got the floor.
You got the female in here for that.
Right crown, age boy. Babylonian bars, Ugaritic spit it, get it, dagger on me. That harpoon, it ain't for abalone. Phoenician pieces made of Nubian gold. Antediluvian scrolls hit the Nubian poles. And if you want to debate that, you'll get truly exposed. I'm like the king of Axum, bring the maxims of Patar back to action. I actually swing my axe, so my axis 32 degrees west.
All right. Every time I step away, my brothers go crazy. It's only one mic. Q Butter should have been the only one talking, and then follow up would have been Minister Inky.
My bad.
I had to get back to this. Minister Inky, do you want to respond, brother? I can't hear you.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to refresh Q Butter's memory that just less than 72 hours ago, I was over there washing him up on this very subject. So, the video, I have the video. So as I'm uploading the video with the scientific documentation, people might want to check that out. American Healer Debate Series, with starring Q Butter. And, hey, in those shots, those highlights.
Did y'all come up with a title yet, Inky? Y'all too?
Let Q Butter pick it, so that way it's easier. Whatever he picks, the title could be good. I'm fine.
All right, let's get it, Q. What's up?
Yes, whatever title. I don't know what he got on. I'm here for the science, man. So let's just, if we talking science, okay, science. If it's his personal belief, I'm not arguing his personal belief. That's for him. That's what he got to choose. So is this a personal belief? Or do you want to make, or is this something that you professing as an argument?
Okay, listen, hold on. The other night you said that light is not the driver of biology. So how about we just stick to science?
I did not say light isn't the driver of biology, bro. I definitely did not.
The video's still up on your page.
The video's still up, and all of the pseudo stuff that you said was up there too. Well, you try to remix it. So let's make it a clear statement. So don't try to remix my statement. You make a statement, and I'll see if I can argue it. My statement is, science, we black people need science in the black community. My argument is that the religious community has enough resources to propel science in the black community. My argument is that we have allowed people who have played the lines of religion and science and allowed them to pervert both. So either you're perverting religion or you're perverting science by not effectively choosing a side. So that's what happened the other night when you came in and telling all these people that they were wrong about how they view God and they were really viewing God as light. And I'm like, yo, bro, let these people believe how they
that's
believe.
not correct. See, you was in and out of the room because you didn't want to sit
that's
down
exactly
and
what I
engage
asked. I asked everybody else. I asked everybody else, do y'all believe what he believes? And everybody was like, no, I don't believe what he believes.
Listen,
hold on, Q, let him respond. Go ahead,
talking about. Remember how me and Rob Bourne conversation went? That debate with me and Rob Bourne is up. Rob Bourne was on your side of the argument. Rob Bourne was saying that he's a certified personal trainer and that light has no effect on the performance of the human body. I was telling him that when you work out outdoors, it's more efficient than working out indoors because the light, the fresh air, and all of the other different things. He was saying, no, that's not the truth. Going along with your side of the argument that light is not the main driver of biology. And if
no,
you're down the road, hold on, champ. Don't jump. Don't get froggy. Relax. If you continue to deny you said those things, it's only going to make it worse as people watch the videos when they see you saying these things later on, as well as when I asked you, just like I asked the young boy earlier in the middle of our conversation on your page, did you know what the photoelectric effect was? And your answer was the same as the young boy. You said no. So that made you unqualified to have the conversation about light and its relationship to life as well.
Oh, that's what. So when we asked you what black body radiation, you know what you said thought black body radiation meant?
And it's
biology. That's why the conversation ended, because we asked him what black body radiation is, and he said it meant, he thought it was something that had to do with organisms. He thought body meant biology, and he stopped right there and spent 5 minutes trying to research what it was. Then when he typed in human black body radiation, he typed it in and had it typed in on the screen. And I didn't want to re-upload it instantly because honestly, respectfully, I didn't want the world to look at you as unscholarly as you was that night.
They will see it. They will see it.
But
They're
you
already
literally
seeing
spent
them
5
now.
minutes.
Listen,
The same way today when you research the definition. This is why I said Sonetta is the ultimate charge of this, because if we're gonna move the platform forward with scholarly attempt of movements, we have to be able to present the information, allow it to be understood, no remixing. None of this galishing, throwing around stuff. Like, we really want the people to understand what the information means and no opinion. They shouldn't be like, oh, well, this is my view of what, hold on, this isn't my view of an electron. It's the definition. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be saying this is my view of gravity. Like, and you don't have to
ask you a question then, sir. Let me just ask you a question about the other night. The other night, when we were talking about black body radiation, I told you about human black body radiation. You said it doesn't exist. I pulled up the article on black body radiation.
And it had nothing to do with humans.
It's on video, sir. Listen, relax yourself, champ. It's on video already. Be careful. So when we read the first sentence, you wanted me to stop. That's the thing that we complained about the churches, is the pastor wants you to read this verse and then skip ahead and read another verse instead of allowing you to read the whole material. I simply skipped down to the chapter, the third. We're going to see the video. It says 3.1, the applications of black body radiation, and the applications, the first application is human black body radiation. So why would you want to read a first sentence of a first paragraph and not read the whole entire article to get contextual understanding if your end goal is to promote scientific literacy or teach the people? If you are actually trying to just read 1 or 2 sentences from an article and have people formulate an opinion from that, you are actually trying to block the people from learning, sir. So this is where we got cut off, and this is why I kept repeating to you all throughout the night. If you allow me to get a copy of this video, you're going to be in trouble, because people are going to be able to break this down into small pieces and see what you guys are saying.
the beauty of something being public is that everybody can literally see you go online, right? And everybody I'm speaking to the audience now. You deserve people who do not make up shit and don't even take the time to research it. Sonetta's doing the service by allowing our black asses to get up here and tell the world what we believe in. So shout out to Sonetta, because if not, a lot of these brothers will be in their house feeding it to their kids, feeding it to their wife. You know, I got the theory of the universe. You know, I'm the reason. I'm the most special nigga. You know, God spoke to me. I got the light. A lot of these niggas believe the shit that they talk. And I want us to understand as a community, this is our opportunity to, one, help us grow out of the egotistical position of not being able to be checked, to recognize that you don't know something. It's okay to say, you know what? I don't understand. It's okay to not be the smartest person in a room with nobody in there. Even so, sometimes you have to recognize that y'all are in a room by yourself and you're still not the smartest person in the room. And if we humble ourselves, we can get a lot further. But I want to know, would you allow Inky and his school of thought to build a car for you? Have you seen any math? Have you seen any math from Anu, or have you heard the beliefs? Our community has enough beliefs, bro. We have enough beliefs.
Well,
we need science.
You just said that all of the subjects that you ran down, and again, it's on video because we're here. You just ran down a list of things that you would be willing to debate. None of those things were actually the matters of science. You actually want to debate the politics of science, the education of the politics surrounding the education. You don't want to actually debate science. See, I want to debate science. You want to debate if the church is raising enough money to
what science
up workbooks for the kids in daycare programs. No.
What science are you possessing? What science are you promoting? What science are you promoting?
I told you we could discuss the importance of light in biology, in living systems.
That's a fact. Everybody knows you need the sun to provide. The sun provides light to earth. This is first grade. I said this is first grade shit. You are disrespecting me by having this conversation. And the audience, everybody knows the sun provides the light, which provides the heat.
Everybody's going to hear the conversation that you and I had the other night too.
You tried to remove it. Like
you know they're going to hear the conversation we had the other night, right?
Time out. I see y'all didn't come up with a topic yet, so we're gonna move on. Hey, I want to give Fly Logic an opportunity to say something before I let brother Anu close us out. Fly Logic, what's up, man? Unmute yourself. All right, go ahead and close us out, Anu.
Okay, so I just want to bring some things to people attention because we do this type of stuff in this community, which it does really help us. What the brother just did to y'all, and y'all might not even notice it. You know what I'm saying? What he did was a bandwagon fallacy. It's called a bandwagon fallacy. Bandwagon fallacy is also known as appeal to the masses or an appeal to a common belief fallacy. Is a logical fallacy claiming that something is true because everyone believes it. Whether that belief is actual true or not does not matter if the arguer claims that a position is true because it's popular. Now, what he also did was he did appeal to false authority. Appeal to false authority is a fallacious argument that relies on statements of false authority figures who is framed as a credible authority on a topic. He also engaged in what they call appeal to emotion. An appeal to emotion is an effort to win an argument without facts, logic, or reason, but instead by manipulating the emotions of the audience, which is the reason why this man keeps saying, hey, I'm talking to the audience, I'm talking to the audience, Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's corralling y'all like cattle into believing or going along with his narrative. So that's that. So like I said, I'm gonna close this joint out. It's Naga World Order, Ampoule Crew Stand Up, Lions Den. Shout out to the House of Consciousness. I appreciate you much, brother, man. You brought us together. We did it. We had our joust. I got a debate set up Monday. I appreciate that. Shout out to JJ7000, brother. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for bringing me here to Sonetta so we can expose this information. I appreciate Brother Sean. Thank you for coming up here and representing Plasma Universe, Plasma Cosmology and Electric Universe. Brother Thought, my Naga, I appreciate you, man. You came up here, you supported Sister April, you in the crowd. I know all my Nagas in the crowd. I appreciate y'all for showing up, man. And let's just keep it 100, man, and just try to have a clean discussion. We ain't got to be doing the fighting and ad hom stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna take Brother Ankhead back to the Lion's Den, and I'm gonna get his the little Q dude, the truest. I'm gonna give him up to Sarnetta so that he could put it on his mantle. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's your boy Anu Kakarat. You can find us at Naga 9 Studios on YouTube. You can find us at Naga World Nexus on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy. I'm War Chief at Tamara Kush on Tamara Kushite on YouTube. Y'all can get at me. Y'all can inbox me. And if you got more questions, I'm willing to answer them if I can. If I don't, I'm gonna just flat out tell you I don't know. So peace.
Peace, bro.